2009 State Division runners-up, Nashua Titans. Pastor Odie from the Good Shepherd Episcopal Church in Nashua will be meeting with the captains. Pastor Odie is here today representing the Nashua Pastoral Care Center and its 18th annual Penny Drive. The Care Center is a nonprofit, non-denominational agency that helps needy women and children in southern New Hampshire with emergency assistance, food, security deposit loans, transitional housing, and holiday gifts through the Telegraph Santa Fund. Both Nashua High football teams have been the leading participants in the fall Penny Drive for almost 15 years. Pastor Odie is presenting the annual Lincoln Commendation plaque to the team with the highest percentage of the varsity, JV, and freshman teams participating. The Nashua South Panthers are this year's champions, edging out the Nashua North Titans in both percentage of participation and amount collected. Both teams are winners, as together they sent out 150 players door to door to collect pennies and spare change. Their efforts, combined with the efforts of hundreds of other students and teams from area schools, have resulted in this year's Penny Drive collecting over $41,000. Just think, that's over 4 million pennies. Congratulations and a huge thanks to these student athletes who helped with the Penny Drive. And a special thanks to all of you who generously contributed to the penny pickers as they came to your door. Ladies and gentlemen, for many of our players on both sides of the field today, this is the last day that they'll be suiting up for their alma mater. Let's recognize our senior athletes, first for the visiting Nashua South Panthers. Number 2, Cameron DeCecca. Number 71, Edison Fajardo. Number 12, Nick Fredrickson. Number 72, Peter Gill. Number 20, Nick Haskell. Number 3, Steve Maffey. Number 76, Robert Samard. Number 59, Timothy Thine. Number 10, Matt Valcourt. Number 43, Dimitri Venidos. Number 54, Marty Voorhees. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet your Nashua North Titans seniors. Number 80, Corey Avalar. Number 74, Ryan Blacharsek. Number 42, Ben Bogeson. Number 4, Dylan Broder. Number 55, Mike Brooks. Number 59, Nick Cummings. Number 2, David DeWong. Number 54, Mitch Gaffney. Number 12, Anthony Gradis. Number 68, Nick Kennedy. Number 29, Kurt Lebrecht. Number 11, Trevor Rancourt. Number 56, Kevin Rosenberg. Number 25, Alicia Snedeker. Number 36, Chris Stewart. And number 7, Jeff Taylor. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's all rise for the playing of our national anthem, played today by the Nashua North Marching Band under the direction of Kristen Olson.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Stello Stadium in Nashua, New Hampshire, home of the 2009 Turkey Bowl. Today, I'm John Collins along with Tom King on a foggy Thursday morning where the Turkey awaits later on, who knows, 6, 7, 8 touchdowns from now, Tom.
We'll be foggy all day, won't we, after the Turkey with the tryptophan and everything else.
Oh, yeah, but right now it's all about excitement.
It's all about mathematics today, John, because these two teams can put up some points, North and South, 56-49 earlier in the year. We did that game right here on Nashua ETV, and it was probably the best game of the year. No doubt about it.
I think my neck still hurts from that game, Tom.
I think so, going back and forth, up and down the field. I don't think you'll see as high scoring a game today, but I think you will see points, a lot of points on the football, as both teams with this offense, Nashua North with Dylan Brodeur, Nashua South with Carcanis as the quarterback. They can really put up numbers from the quarterback and the running back positions, and even the wide receivers are really lethal. North with Brandon Carcanis, rather South with Keith Farkas. I'm sorry, the 6'4", 175-pound junior who can just connect all the way. And in fact, North is South. Farkas has got some great numbers this year. I think he's approaching 21 touchdown passes on the year. These guys can throw the football. Brodeur can run it. Carcanis can throw it. Brodeur can throw it. Just an amazing night that we saw here, I would say probably 6 weeks ago. And a lot has changed since then. South was looked on as a contender then. Then that didn't happen. They didn't make the playoffs after winning the championship last year. And North just barely losing out on the Division I title game that you broadcast last week to Salem, which was a great game. Tough to come back after one of those games, but I've seen teams really come back and play hard after that.
Well, in the 5-year history previous to this game, the history of this rivalry, North-South, since the split, they played 5 Thanksgiving Day games. Last year, South 17, North 16, South coming off of a championship game, nearly lost the Turkey Bowl game to a resurgent North team. 2 years ago, Tom, South lost the title game. You remember that dramatic, emotional loss, and they came back and they took it out on North.
They pummeled North in that game.
28-7.
That's
what I think might happen today between North and South.
I don't think so, because I think South can put up too many points. I think South can answer very efficiently against North. But both teams have had their defensive problems, but I think South has had more defensive problems. But I thought that game, for South, what they have to do is they have to find a way to contain Andre Williams. He scored 5 touchdowns and ran for 276 yards in that game earlier in the year when these two teams met.
These teams are, as we said, this is the 6th meeting on Turkey Bowl Day. In the first meeting, North won their one and only game in this rivalry, 33-14 on Turkey Day. 20-6, North took the 2005 game. South took the 2005 game. South took the 2006, 2007, and 2008 contests as well. So North is going to try to get some balance back on what has been an historical season for them. They came within a big play of winning the championship, the state championship this year at Grant Field in Salem last week. Another thrilling game on the way here, we're sure.
This game is always a launching pad for the following season. I think North launched their season this year with that 17-16 game against South a year ago.
It is a squib kick. It is picked up there by by Dylan Brodeur, the quarterback for the Titans. Gets his hands on the ball right away on the kickoff, and it works out to South's advantage, Tom, as they make North start inside their own 20.
Squib the kick, have unpredictable bounces. Brodeur's got to play like he's playing baseball and field it on the roll, and by that time South was able to get down there and make the tackle.
North, as I'm sure you can see on your HD TVs, are in dark blue, and the South Panthers are in the white jerseys with the purple pants and purple numerals. We'll do our best to look through the fog. We have a fine Nashua ETV camera crew again on the scene today. Multiple cameras and multiple Panthers in on that tackle. On the first play from scrimmage, North gets stuffed.
Yeah, Andre Williams predictably carrying the football. That's what South's got to do, John, is they've got to stop. They've got to stop Williams, and they had to stop him on the second and third tackle, not just the first one. That's when you saw the biggest tackle was there by Dimitri Venitos as he came in and wrapped up Williams, so he wasn't able to get loose because he did bounce off the first tackle.
In the shotgun now, calling the signals, back to pass is Brodeur. He throws it to the right side. Appeared to have his receiver, Trevor Rancourt, open, but it was thrown ahead of him and out of bounds. It's incomplete. That'll bring up a quick 3rd and long here, just underway in the 2009 Turkey Bowl, no score.
3rd and long, nothing for these offenses. They usually go no huddle. North is going no huddle right now. So they're trying to pick up that tempo.
That was the thing in that game, 56-49. There were no huddles on either side.
Up and down, John, up and down. Yeah. I think if they huddle up, that takes probably a touchdown or 2 away from home. A flag down on the play.
There's a pass over the head of Anton Marinchik, who was open over there, but the flag might have negated a pass completion anyway. We'll have to check on the call right now.
Yeah, that flag looked like it was in the vicinity of holding. Motion against the Titans. Curiously, in high school football, when they make those shifts, they don't blow the whistle in the play.
They don't kill it right there.
They don't kill it right there.
They should.
I think they should, too.
I mean, it makes no sense. They go through the play, and then it's a no-win situation for the offense. If they make a big gain, it's going to be negated. And people can only get hurt. Flag flies here before the punt.
Someone lined up wrong. Either South was encroached, either South was in the neutral zone, or North was lined up wrong. And it was a false start.
So North will be forced to punt even closer to their goal line.
Oh,
That could be a roughing, and it's going to be a roughing the kicker calls. The flag flies, taking a hit back there as he let it go. Legitimately so. Anthony Gadis took a pretty good helmet to the left thigh, I believe it was, as he got the kick away, and the official right there, the referee, throws the flag, and I believe this will be a North first down, Tom.
I have to see if it's an automatic. I'm not sure if it is in high school football. It may be, but it certainly looks like that's what they're going to call, although they haven't moved the sticks yet, John. Personal foul on the play. First down, as Steve Hall, the head official, who we've used as a good resource here in the booth when we were doing Girton games. He did the clock, and
oh, that's right.
What better to have?
He really knows his.
What better to have the head official than? He also wrote that running time rule as well. So what better to have the head official be in the booth on his off night to run the clock for you?
He is the official in the white cap to the right of your screen as you look at today's broadcast.
Oh, wow, what a difference. Punting from your own end zone instead. First and 10 at the 33-yard line. That's a huge, huge break for North.
We have an official timeout as more officials would like to speak with Steve Hall. He's a popular guy.
He is a popular guy.
Knows the game inside and out. And this looks like it's going to be a penalty before the snap against the Titans. So seeing the ball move all over the field.
Either that, John, or they didn't, or they overmarked the play.
Oh, possibly, yes.
I think that's what it was. They marked the play 10 yards deeper than it was supposed to be.
So they remark it at the 23, first and 10. This is a keeper. Bredeur's going to go right up the middle. He's going to break the daylight to the 40, to the 50. It's a foot race. Trying to catch him from behind. The Titans cannot. It is a 67-yard run for a touchdown. 77-yard run for a touchdown by Dylan Bredeur. The Nashua North Titans are on the board first in the 2009 Turkey Bowl.
He is an amazing player. He can do it all. He can play quarterback, and when he's out there at quarterback, it's almost like he's a third running back. And he can also play linebacker. He can play defensive back. He does a lot of things for this Titan team. And one of the things he does is find the end zone. And Dylan Bredeur with a great run. I thought that was a great foot race down the sideline, and Bredeur run it as he shifted into high gear right at the right time.
Beautiful run by Dylan Bredeur for the touchdown. Anthony Gadis, who was just the punter that got roughed up that gave North the first down, he kicks the extra point. It's a 7-0 Titans lead. A well-designed play, Tom. You could call it a wildcat type of play. I mean, direct snap to the man who ran the football. It was the quarterback who was a keeper, technically, but they just seem to know, the Titans seem to know that gap would be there.
Well, the Red Sea parts for Dylan Bredeur sometimes. When he's set back in the shotgun, he's got to be spied on and treated like a running back. And when he has to be spied on, John, the linebacker's got to play a little bit back and respect that room that Bredeur has. And that causes the opening in the middle of the line of scrimmage. And Bredeur is up the middle because there's no linebacker there. The linebacker is playing further back to spy Bredeur.
And he's at top speed when he hits that line.
He is at top speed.
You saw him outrun there at the very end. Number 40, Derek Paradis, did his best. He never gave up, but he just couldn't catch the speedy Dylan Bredeur. Little trickery here on the near kickoff. It looked like they were going to go for an onside kick, and no effect at all on South. They just held their ground.
So we are already less than 2 minutes in. We have our first touchdown. What a shock, huh?
Yes. That's Anthony Baronis, and he is to the Besoro, rather, at the 30.
Nelson Besora
looked like he might get room down the left sideline.
But still, look at the field position now. You start at the 32-yard line. Not bad for South. I bet they'll be able to try to get something out of this. And we are in for the same type of day, I think, that we had that Friday night. Very similar.
Looks like it.
It sure does.
The passing game for North was a little shaky to begin the game, but of course there was some flags flying, so they didn't get any rhythm going. We'll see how that turns out. Of course, these guys here can also pass and run, the South offense. In motion from left to right, the handoff is up the middle to Derek Paradis. He's stopped near the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard. Let's see where they spot it.
No. In fact, he may have lost a half a yard.
Call it 2nd and 10.5 here.
2nd and 10.5, and not much time elapsing because they go no huddle, and we still haven't hit the 2-minute mark yet of this quarter.
Amazing. Here he is, Keith Farkas, number 1, back in the shotgun for the Panthers. In motion from left to right is Nick Haskell. Look for him to touch the ball a lot today. The keeper is a no-go for Farkas. Excellent job by David DeWong there, number 2. He's in on the tackle, along with number 64, Wilson Pena.
Well, Farkas can throw the football, but one of the things that South wanted to do in the offseason was get him bigger and make him more of a running threat. I don't know if they've quite accomplished that this year, because he can still fire that football, and that's what he does best.
Farkas goes back into the shotgun. Next to him is Paradis. There you see with the long snaps.
Swing pass.
John Beeren.
What a catch.
Complete at the 40-yard line. South with the longest pass completion, the first pass completion for either team today. And in fact, that was Nick Haskell, the go-to guy. A first down for South, a beautifully executed pass play from Farkas to Haskell.
28-yard gain. What a diving catch by Haskell.
Haskell's got the ball, no rest for the talented athlete on South side as he gets almost a reverse play there. Gets a good head of steam going, but a good job by the North defense to trip him up after a gain of only 1 yard before he could really get it going around the right side. Would Haskell, they dare go to him 3 times in a row? He looks like he's not even breathing hard at this point, number 20.
Well, I thought he was one of the key players for South in that North-South game early on, because he does a lot of things both sides of the ball.
With the ball, there's number 21, Nick Pulio, and he is stopped near the line of scrimmage. So it'll be a 3rd and long here for South as they try to get the equalizer. Down 7-0 to the North Titans, who took the lead on a 77-yard touchdown run, a keeper by Dylan Berdure for the Titans. South's first possession of the ball game here. They had stopped North, but roughed the punter. The defense had stopped them in the first series. There's a throw on the run. He's hit as he throws it. He puts it up down the right sideline. It drifts out of bounds. Terrific pressure there, Tom, I think, for the Titans was the difference.
Chris Anderson and Kevin Rosenberg on that pressure, and that forced Farkas to unload that ball before he wanted to, John. And he took a hit by Anderson as he threw that ball.
4th and 8, and because of this particular field position, South will go for it. The ball on the 38-yard line of North. South Panthers will go with a pass play. Looking right, throwing left.
Again, the pressure, John. Rosenberg in there, and so is number 64 for North. Wilson Pena. Pena, one of those underrated linemen that really, I think, they missed in the Salem game earlier this year, the regular season game. When he's in there, North is a better defensive team, and Pena got some pressure right away on Farkas. So that's the adjustment South has to make now, is they've got to maybe get a running game going to get the pressure off of Farkas so he can use play action to freeze the linemen and freeze the linebackers.
And you saw Farkas throw the ball really before his eyes locked on his intended receiver, Nilson Basora, who was open. Wasn't a given that he would get the first down. He still needed some yards after the catch, but it was over his head. Throw is over the head of this intended receiver here as Dylan Berdure tries to hit Andre Williams, showing that great speed in the middle of the field. He did have separation from the defender, but the pass was out and ahead of him.
Well, Andre Williams is just a great target as a running back, but also when they split him out wide, let him get down the field. But I always think when you're going to throw to a running back, you've got to allow for more time because he's got to start from behind the line of scrimmage.
Look at Andre Williams in the quarterback wildcat position here, but Nashua has no problem stopping this.
Well, I don't see why you would have a problem. You know Andre Williams is going to get the football. You know he's not going to hand it off. You know he's probably not going to throw it. So when you do that play, I would imagine you've got to just basically circle the wagons to make sure number 30 doesn't get around the outside.
There was no deception about that.
None at all.
Unless he threw a ball. That would have surprised us. But he was the only guy in the backfield.
Yep.
And they split the quarterback, Berdure, out to the left. Of course, look for Brandon Carcanis to be in this game. The other quarterback that North uses. Back is to Berdure. He throws off his back foot, and it's going to be just short. A terrific attempt by Trevor Rancourt to dive and come up with that football, but also great coverage by Matt Valcourt for South.
Well, you said it right away when you said he's throwing off his back foot. He's throwing obviously to a spot. The pattern was for Rancourt to end up at the 40-yard line, just out of his reach.
So we have a defensive stop here. This is the second attempted punt by Gadisi. Was roughed the first time, giving North the first down that led to a touchdown. Just gets it away, the bobbled snap. It's going to come down very close to a blocker for South, and it's going to trickle to a stop at about the 27-yard line.
Number 20 for South, Nick Haskell. Very daring. That ball was bouncing around, and his feet were to either side of the football. He really has to be told, get away and far away. Get at least 5 yards away from that thing. That could have grazed his jersey. Would have been a live ball, and South would have been in trouble.
South will take it 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. 7:03 to go in the first quarter. North leads South 7-0 in the 2009 Turkey Bowl. South enjoys a 4-1 advantage since this intra-city rivalry began on Turkey Day in 2004. The pitch is to the right side. A fake pitch and a pass to Haskell, trying to pick his way through the North defense. He gets a healthy gain on first down on the pass play.
Well, they had to do that on first down to take some pressure off of Farkas, get a little play action going, and get that quick hitch pass for a gain of 5 to Haskell.
Shotgun snap and holding on to it and downed in the backfield. Wow. That's number 56, I believe. It's Kevin Rosenberg.
Yep.
Not only did he read the play well, but he made a textbook tackle of Farkas in the backfield for a loss on the play. And so even though they got a good first down gain, it comes out to a 3rd and long here thanks to the great defensive stop by Rosenberg. Ball spotted at the 29-yard line.
Defensively, that's the story of today's game right now, is the pressure that North is putting on Farkas, much more so than in that first meeting.
Farkas, he fakes the handoff, throws left. That, I believe, is Basura, and he gets very little. That was the play, or a variation of it, that they tried the last time on 3rd down. And Basura not able to get the yards after the catch that he would have needed to get the first down. We're seeing more of this North defense, Tom, that has really tightened up since that first North-South meeting earlier this year. In that championship game last week, it was a different North defense, a swarming, gang-tackling defense. We're seeing more of it here.
Yeah, we are seeing more of it here, John. They're very, very alert to who's going to get the football, and South is going to have to make some kind of an adjustment to prevent that from continuing on through this game. Quick hitches, quick passes. The play calling, you can see, has already been affected by the pressure that the North defense is applying.
Nick Haskell is going to be a key guy for South if they're going to get that offensive train moving, I think. It's going to take talented offensive players making big plays to overcome this ever tougher North defense. A good job, a hands job there by the punt receiver for North, avoiding a fumble.
Well, there was a procedure call on the play as well. It was declined by North because they like the ball at the 38-yard line. They've had good field position the last 2 times they've started drives.
How do they determine the home team and the away team?
It just alternates year by year.
It just alternates. So this year, of course, you see South.
One is the home team during the regular season. The other is the away team. And then they go for Thanksgiving.
Berdure has the handoff from Carcanis, and he is hit after a gain of about 5 to the 43-yard line, it looks like.
So I think what should happen next year in the regular season game is North would be the home team for that, and then South would be the home team for the Thanksgiving game.
Is that Comcast again?
Who's BG playing today? Notre Dame?
If they are, they're probably favored.
What a season.
What a season. What a team.
Shotgun snap.
All the offenses with them and these two teams, it would be just an incredible shootout.
Arcanis hands it to Brodeur. Gain of maybe 2 yards on the play. They'll only call it 1. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Ball on the 43-yard line of North.
That North-South game earlier in the year was probably the closest football game I covered all year. I think every game I covered this year was up into the 40s.
It was like a home run slugfest that one team won by one. Homer. It was that kind of an offensive display. Good pass and catch right near the first down marker, and the spot is going to be well short. I think the forward progress might have been there for a first down, Tom, but trying to make the move after the catch, it looks like number 81 there, Eric Mute, lost what could have been a first down mark by trying to make the extra move.
Only gains about 2 yards on the pass.
Yeah, he caught the ball near the 49 and made a move back toward his own line of scrimmage and maybe lost that forward progress mark that would have given him the first down. So instead, Gadis has got a punt standing at about his own 35.
What's going on here, John? These offenses are dragging down.
Haskell makes a nice over-the-shoulder fair catch at his own 17. That could have ended up a bouncer down near the goal line. So good job by Nick Haskell. Yeah, you're right, Tom. This has suddenly taken on the field in the last couple of minutes of a defensive struggle.
We have had 4 straight punts, I believe.
There's a lot of good athletes on both teams, and I think they have figured out how to play tougher defense in the intervening weeks between that shootout we had 56-49 earlier in the season.
Well, I think for South defensively, what they have to do is they've got to make sure Brodeur doesn't beat them. They've got to make sure Williams doesn't beat him, and then they have to make sure they don't let anybody else beat him. They've got to cover everybody. They have to have someone assigned to everybody. And for North defensively, like you say, they're swarming to the ball more, but also putting pressure, as we see right here, on Farkas, and down goes Farkas on another sack by Rosenberg.
Well, I'm going to make a little analysis here, Tom. I think the best guy to throw to was standing there, number 20, Nick Haskell, and he was a guy that maybe Farkas would want to throw the ball to in that scramble situation. He's standing right there. But what a great play by Rosenberg to get in the backfield and to make that sack. So Rosenberg with a second standout play for the Titans, driving south in the wrong direction. It's now 2nd and 19, ball on the 10-yard line. So you have a bit of a break here. 2:50 to go in the first quarter. Now Farkas is set.
Flag
flies.
You said a bit of a break. I think it was delay game on South. They were just taking too long to get their play set.
Old-fashioned indecision. And that eats up the play clock, and they get flagged. Flag they could ill afford. Already facing a 2nd and 19. Now it's 2nd and 24. Ball on the 10-yard line.
And now you force Farkas to throw.
Dangerously close to his own end. There's the shotgun snap. He's going to try a quick hitter to the right side, and stopped in his tracks by 3 Titans is number 12, Nick Frederickson had nowhere to go. Tight coverage by Andre Williams and his teammates.
Tight coverage by Williams, and you had to wonder whether or not Williams was going to cut in front and pick that pass off.
It was there for the taking, it seemed like, Tom. He read the play very well.
It sure seemed that way.
That was very close to a pick 6 against South that would have put them down by 2 scores. Instead, they are clearly up against it here. 3rd and 22 to go. Ball on the 7-yard line. Shotgun snap, and it's a keeper. Farkas up the middle. It's got some running room. Cuts to the outside of the 20. At 30, he's got a first down. He's to the 40 before he's dragged toward the sideline, out of bounds, stopping the clock at 47-yard line. A 40-yard run in a clutch situation by Keith Farkas, taking a page out of Brodeur's book and going right up the middle with a huge keeper.
Boy, you can see it. You can see it. North just not expecting Farkas to run the football because he's been throwing all along. They had shown no hint of him trying to run the ball. And look at him take off, and there he goes. 40 yards.
Great cut to the right there in the middle of the run that really put him off to the races. Lofted pass on the left sideline.
And it was a touchdown waiting to happen.
Nick Pulio was by himself. And you know, Farkas did try to take something off and put some arc on that ball, but it was still overthrown.
Get a little air underneath it so Pulio could catch up to it. And I think we've got some kind of a call here, as Steve Hall. It's a timeout. Timeout for North with 1:47 to play. I think Jason Roby, defensive coordinator and head coach, he sees his defense leaving a man wide open down the sideline, and also just one play after allowing a 40-yard run by the quarterback. He's got to go out there and settle his defense down a little bit.
We did not see one play like that in the entire championship game, Tom. I mean, there was just nobody left open like that. So that's obviously concerned by.
I think when you get to that point in the season and you have enough film on teams and you've seen teams already, you are able to coach your team defensively, and the defenses tighten up a little bit.
Yeah, and Nick Pulio not known as a go-to guy, so I mean he might have slipped under the radar there.
If you go into those games, John, and you're not able to play defense, you're not going to win. You're not going to win shootouts in the postseason. We saw that here in the Winnicott game, the BG Winnicott game. That game was a scoreless game with 2.5 minutes to play in the first half. So Winnicott defensively was doing what they needed to do for a while.
That amazed me.
Yeah, exactly. Look at, here's Farkas again on a bootleg and no one there.
He's got the first down, and Morris to the 40-yard line.
That's got to really kind of get Jason Roby a little unnerved, because he goes out there to make the defensive adjustments and then coming right back, Scott Knight with that play, and having Farkas run the ball again. You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
And that's a 40-yard run followed by a 13-yard run. 2 first downs on quarterback keepers by Keith Farkas. Hands it off to Basora. Basora hit and driven to the ground by Rosenberg, again near the line of scrimmage. It'll be a gain of 1 on the play, 1.5 maybe, and it'll be second down and let's call it 8 at the 38-yard line. Clock says 49, but it's the 38-yard line of North. It's 1 minute even to go in the first quarter here in the 2009 Turkey Bowl. South is trying to drive for the equalizer, down 7-0 to North. Handoff up the middle. Quality yards. Rosenberg with the ankle tackle of number 40, Derek Paradis, who gets a gain of about 6 on the play.
A little deception. Paradis, the third back through that system, comes right in, gets about 5 yards down to the 33-yard line.
It'll be third down and
about 4.
About 4. On the right hash mark, there's Keith Farkas, number 1, calling the signals. Pulio in motion is getting the handoff, and then Farkas becomes his blocker as they make down close to the first down mark. It looks like it might be a yard short. On third down, it'll bring up a fourth down. And
very close, depending on the spot.
That will be the last play of the fourth.
Right at the mark.
No, they get the snap off. Quick pass over the middle is complete for the first down to the 22-yard line. Well-designed play to pick up the first down for South as the seconds tick off in the first quarter. So they'll spot the ball at about the 20. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers as they walk the length of the field almost here to spot the ball in the other direction. 1st and 10 for South as they are driving, trying to tie this game up at 7-0.
That was Haskell on the reception, cutting over. He gets lost in the crowd, doesn't he? Haskell gets lost in the crowd, but always seems to come out of it.
Good hands guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's one of those guys you could throw the ball into a pile and he'd come down with it more often than not.
But look at the effect of the no huddle. Most teams would have run the clock out, started up and huddled up again, and started down at the 30-yard line. He gets 10 yards down to the 20. It's a 1st and 10 for South as they drive in for the tying score, all because of that hurry-up offense.
Packing more football per minute. That's why it's been such an exciting season for us on Nashua ETV to cover these teams, and Bishop Girton included. I mean, the excitement level, if you like offense especially, has been tremendous in 2009. John Collins with Tom King. We're about to begin the second quarter of the 2009 Turkey Bowl on Nashua ETV. We have our A team On camera today, Mike Janes, Jim McLean, Tim O'Neill, our executive producer, Pete Johnson. Second quarter about to begin here. 1st and 10 for the Nashua South Panthers. Ball at the 20. Farkas, two-step drop. Looks to dump it off, then keeps it, and nobody was open. And again, I think I'm going to say this name about 3 dozen more times.
Rosenberg?
Kevin Rosenberg on the tackle.
He is playing a great game, isn't he? Farkas was looking deep. It looks like he was looking for Pulio and wasn't able to get it to him because he was well covered.
Number 56 in dark blue, Kevin Rosenberg. I don't have to tell you to keep an eye on him. You just look for him around the football. Keith Farkas now in the shotgun. Keeps it to Haskell. Nice move. Cuts it up. Caught from behind by number 54, Mitchell Gaffney. And a couple of other Titans. 11 minutes to go in the half, the first half. The Panthers trying to maintain possession and tie this up. 3rd down and 7, however. Titans getting stingy as the ball nears their own end. In motion is Pulio across the screen. The handoff is to Paradis. He is hit near the line of scrimmage. Duong also looked like laying the shoulder pads on him was Joel Pacheco for the Titans.
David Duong is a great defensive player, I think. He really can. He likes to hit and he likes to contain, and he did both on that play.
He's Pomalamu without the hit.
He is, you're right. Good point.
10.5 minutes to go now in the first
Interesting
half.
call, 4th and 4. They have to take a little time to get the play in, and now they have to call timeout. Because it looked like Farkas was a little confused as to what they wanted to call, and they needed a timeout to go over it. I think anytime you get a 4th down play like that, that's what you usually see, is you usually see a little bit of confusion, and they need to get it right. And at the 15-yard line, they don't need to go for the end zone, but you know what? I have a feeling they probably will.
So a huddle over there. The head coach of South is Scott Knight. The assistant coaches for the Panthers are Al Neville, Ray DeRusha, Kip Jackson, Nick Audley, Paul Wessinger, and Matt Froman. The head coach of North, Jason Roby, and he's got a big crew of assistant coaches that have helped him out in this historic season. Dante Lorendi, Chad Zabolis, Keith Richard, Don Fournier, Bruce Bradshaw, Dave McGuire, Ron Welliver, Paul LeBlanc, David Morton, Adam Razumic, Matt McGuire, Sean Aubin. You wrote a great article about Razumic.
I did. Gary Fitz did.
Gary Fitz in your paper.
Rozumic,
Rozumic.
who played for Salem. I remember when Rozumic played for Salem. How did Welliver weasel his way out of that stuff?
I don't know.
You know? What does he know about football? I mean, come on.
You know what he knows about? He knows about enthusiasm. He knows about focus and drive.
Like I said, he weaseled his way out of that stuff.
Ducky, the former Nashua police officer, we love him. We kid because we love him. Ron Welliver. Here's the shotgun snap. Keith Farkas runs down the right sideline. Almost untouched. He goes into the end zone. Do we have a flag? Maybe that's why.
I think the flag stopped that play, and an illegal shift on South. That takes away a touchdown.
Wow.
But it also had everybody hesitating, so you don't know what would have happened. But Farkas, it's a good call to have Farkas running it. But you know what? When you run these spread offenses, there are so many integral parts to the equation that it's very easy for one guy to go in the wrong direction or get the wrong snap count because they're so far away from the quarterback. You know, they're going on the wrong count, and they make that move earlier.
There's that motion call, Tom, again, where they allow the play to continue, and then it gets called back.
Well, I think they really had blown the whistle, but things were still going on.
All right. 10-13 to go in the first half. And it'll be 4th and 10.
Yeah, for the 20, for the 19-yard line.
South will go for it. Farkas there in shotgun formation, gets the snap. He is going to hand it off up the middle to Paradis, churning toward the 15, but he needed to get to the 10, and it will become the Titans' ball on down.
Well, I think they were hoping that long run by Farkas would allow Paradis to free himself up and take the handoff on a deceptive play, but at that point, you've got Farkas who's got a cannon for an arm. Haskell is a good receiver. You've got other receivers there. I would probably rather throw the football in that situation, try to get it down to the goal line. They ran the ball twice, first with Farkas and then again with the running back, and it just didn't work either time. The first time it would have if there hadn't been the penalty. But then Paradis gets a decent gain, but not enough on a 10-yard 4th down.
Nashua North offense back on the field. The handoff to Williams, following his block, cuts it to the outside. He's at the 20, he's at the 30. Andre Williams is pushed out of bounds after a gain of 15 on 1st down. For a 1st down, moves the chains for the Titans. Andre Williams, who carried the ball so many times in the championship last week, or actually 5 days ago, I think Coach Roby decided, hey, it's time to put his ball back in his hands.
Not only in the championship, he had 276 yards on the ground against this South team in the meeting earlier in the year. You kind of forget about him almost because he's only had 2 yards up until this point. He gets a 15-yard run.
Andre Williams there, number 30 to the right of Farkas. Dylan Badura has the ball. It's like a hesitation, slow developing play. A lot of blockers, but no gaps. And finally makes his way to the left side and gets tackled after a short gain.
Well, he made something out of nothing with his running ability. He is, every good football team has got a good running back, and Andre Williams, a junior, remember, he'll be back next year, 6'4", 185 pounds.
By the way, don't be fooled by that limp. He came up lame a couple of plays in that championship game. He got right back up and made the
Well, he has had a bad ankle most of the year. Surprisingly enough, he had a bad ankle that night when he ran against South.
He's playing through it, obviously. The throw is to the outside, off the fingertips of Rancourt. A well-thrown pass there by Braddour. Rancourt was the only one that could have caught it. Still a difficult catch, and it will bring up 3rd and 7.
Well, he hesitated. He pumped once because of the pressure, and then waited for the receiver to get open, and the timing just wasn't right on that play.
The pressure and the coverage was good by South on that play. So it'll bring up 3rd and long. If North doesn't get it here, this would be a part of the field where they would have to punt. 9:17 to go in the first half. The drop by Karkanis. Karkanis trying to get some room to breathe and maybe throw. He's going to hold on to it. Ooh, swarming defense, big hits. The name of that truck was 69, I believe, at the bottom of the pile.
I think it was. He got hit once and bounced off it, but making sure.
Alan Odell.
Yeah, making sure that he didn't bounce off anything else was Odell.
Odell.
Oh my.
Odell, oh my. Odell kind of grabbing the bottom of his jersey there. Make sure you get the number there, 69. Now, I'm sure he wasn't doing that, but we got the number of that truck. It was Alan Odell leading a gang tackle. So a forced to punt is our good long punt. Very good one. It's a fair catch by Haskell down at the 32-yard line. No chance for a return.
Yeah, nice pump by Gadis. He's got a strong foot.
Field goals, extra points, and punts. Anthony Gadis. Gadis was roughed up at the beginning of this game, standing on his old goal line as he punted. It was a personal foul call against South that gave North a 1st down that led directly to a 77-yard touchdown run by Dylan Braddour, which is the difference in this game. 7-0. North leading South. The Panthers with the football, and again, a chance to even things up before halftime here. 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. Keith Farkas calling the signals in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Paradis, who gets tripped up almost immediately by Rosenberg. Rosenberg, tremendous penetration there.
He is playing a whale of a game, isn't he?
He is. Number 56, the left end on the defensive line for the Titans, has been disrupting the Panthers offense all morning. Handoff is to no one. It's a keeper. Farkas is
That's a good
down.
Misdirection play that South can use to get Farkas the ball.
Rosenberg again. It's almost like he's in the huddle. If there was a huddle. Can't say he was in the huddle.
Well, what he's doing is he's beating his man at the line of scrimmage, so as soon as you get to the line, if he doesn't get into the backfield, he's waiting for it.
It's quickly a 3rd and long here for the Panthers. Dropping back and then curling around under pressure from Rosenberg. He throws it to Haskell. Nice spin move to get the 1st down. Nick Haskell is going to be finally downed at about the 47-yard line. but not until a terrific job after the catch by number 20 for South. The go-to guy for the Panthers makes the first down.
You just want to get the ball in Haskell's hands if you're Nashua South. He is your best playmaker, I think. And a 10-yard something out of nothing.
Haskell is a senior, playing in his final game for Nashua South and making his mark. Gets the first down at 1st and 10 at South's 47. Trailing 7-0. Farkas is going to throw on first down. He's going deep down the left sideline, intended for Nick Pulio. Just overthrown, covered by Trevor Rancourt. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Kind of was a guessing game. Where was that pass going to go? Was it going to go over the middle? Pulio running a wide reverse pattern from the far side, coming all the way in the backfield and coming around and going on the outside. Meanwhile, the receiver lining up on the bottom of your screen for South, number 10, Matt Valcourt, cut over the middle. So where was that pass going to go? It just took too long for Pulio to make his way around all the way from the backfield downfield to be able to catch that ball.
See if Farkas will throw on 2nd down. Pulio in motion toward the quarterback. The handoff is to Paradis. Jumps his way through the line, hits a gap, and gets a healthy gain on 2nd down of about 5. Closer to 6 yards. 3rd down. Call it 4. So we'll keep an eye on, again, as Tom said, Matt Valcourt, Nick Haskell, number 10 and 20 at the bottom of your screen. It's a 3rd and 4 here. Could be a 2-down situation for South if they want to gamble. Farkas, 2-step drop, hit as he throws it.
Oh, look at that, John, wide
over
open.
the head of a wide open receiver, Nick Pulio, down the right sideline.
He and Pulio cannot seem to connect for some reason. They haven't been able to connect very well. Because Farkas had him wide open, a mistaken coverage, a blown coverage, running back out of the backfield. No one had him. Even wide open down the right side.
Even on that 1st down pass in this series, Tom, Pulio had separation. A perfectly thrown pass could have gotten it to him. Farkas is going to punt this ball, trying to pin North deep, and it's going to go out of bounds.
There you go.
Coffin
Somebody
corner.
finally does it. Somebody finally angles it to the sideline, and it rolls out of bounds. You know, it's a lost art in the punting game, even in the pros. But someone finally angles the punt away from the intended receiver and gets it out of bounds.
I just read the Dan Brown book, The Lost Art of Coffin Corners. Oh, it was a lost symbol, actually. But, yeah, Keith Farkas has found the lost Coffin Corner just for Tom King. That was just for you on Turkey Day.
It was perfect. Textbook.
You don't need a 30-pound turkey. You just need a coffin corner kick.
I need a coffin corner kick.
You're sated now.
Right. I'm all set for the day. I can sleep tonight. I might be able to sleep for a week.
Williams cuts it outside some more, but he's dragged down by actually number 44 for South. Chris Thistle catches up to him with some help from his friends, but Andre Williams a bit frustrated here. A guy that ran for over 200 yards against the same team can't get it going because this is not the same defense for either team, it looks like.
No, Williams right now, I've got him for 19 yards on 5 carries. That's not going to get you up to 276 very quickly, is it?
No. So a different story for Andre Williams and for all of us here. We saw a 56-49 game between these two teams, and now different story. 7-0. Titans trying to add to their lead. A well-thrown pass to Rancourt. He bounces off a tackler. He's at the 40. He is downed at the 47-yard line as they try to rip it loose. Trevor Rancourt gets open inside the zone defense for the Panthers. A well-thrown ball by, was that Carcanis that threw it?
Yes, it was Carcanis, but the little yellow cloth is lying back at the 8-yard line. And it looks like they're bringing it back as Steve Hall is calling everyone back.
Not the signal that you want to see.
No, not if you're North.
If you're North after that well-executed pass play. Certainly are today. Bringing the fight. At least the defenses are bringing the fight today for both teams.
Yep, holding against North.
So 5:26 to go in the half. North leading 7-0, will be faced with a 2nd and 20 right up against their goal line. The ball is spotted on the 3-yard line. So operating in the shotgun, Brandon Karkanis will be standing in his own end zone. The handoff to Williams. He cuts it to the right and slips and falls to the ground.
I think even if he had slipped, he wouldn't have avoided Chris Thistle if Thistle would have been able to make the tackle, because Thistle was waiting for him. And it looks like Thistle is the guy assigned by South to keep an eye on Andre Williams.
And the image of Thistle right there, it stopped
just
Williams
like this,
in his tracks.
just waiting for him with his arms wide open.
And caused him to cut.
Come to Papa, and that's what he was saying right now, and caused Thistle to kind of try to make another cut, and when he tried to make that cut, he slipped.
They call it no loss on the play. 3rd and 20 for the Titans. Karkanis, one-step drop, throws it down the right sideline. A well-thrown ball. There was contact there, but it was incidental. According to our umpire, it'll go as a non-call.
That's a good.
Court wanted
yeah,
a call.
that's a good non-call right there. They were throwing, looking for Marinchik on the coverage. Frederickson. They bumped a little bit at about the 35-yard line, but the pass was overthrown anyway.
So forced to punt from deep in his own end zone. Anthony Gadis has his heels very close to that back line as he gets set for the snap. Gets it away, and he's hit, and here comes the flag.
Oh,
it's
man,
a repeat
again.
of what happened in the first quarter.
52, Michael Brannon for South.
Oh, a breath of air, oxygen for the North offense. South desperately trying to block the punt and make a big play to come up with the equalizer. It's a gamble that does not pay off as they hit Cadiz, the punter, again and rough him up for what looks like a personal foul. Roughing the punter, and that's 15 yards.
Amazing,
Steve
done
Hall.
again. I've seen it, a lot of times, once in a game, but I don't think I've ever seen any team do it twice in a half.
And no acting job was needed.
No, none. And
Like
that's one of those things that's easily avoidable.
So the ball is spotted at the 18-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Titans. Keeper up the middle.
Yeah, North was looking for history to repeat itself with Brodeur on that same type of play. I thought really one of the things that's bogged them down is they've gotten away from Brodeur as calling the plays as in the backfield as the quarterback. I think that's where their offense, as good a thrower and a runner sometimes as Karkanis is, I think that right now their offense is more effective with Brodeur running the football out of the shotgun.
The purple and white sea did not part that time, however, for Dylan Brodeur. Get some headgear scrap help from Andre Williams in the backfield in the midst of calling signals here.
He did get 5 out of it.
Keeps it again. Brodeur trying to find a gap, picking his way forward to about the 30.
And that's good enough for a first down. See, I just think that really loosens up the defense. If you want to bring Karkanis in after that to try to get his arm going into that secondary, but when Brodeur runs the ball, it loosens up the secondary a little bit.
So just under 4 minutes to go in the first half. North, they're in dark purple with possession of the football. They are also in possession of the lead at 7-0. The Panthers trying to come up with a stop and hopefully an equalizer before halftime. Brodeur, again following his blocks, gets a gain of about 5 before he's hit on first down.
I think South is content to allow him those 4 and 5 yard gains as long as he doesn't break them.
Kind of slow developing plays, but he's getting great blocks up front from that excellent offensive line for North, led by Nick Cummings, who handles the long snaps, hundreds of them all season long.
Yeah, North's going to take a timeout here to go over things offensively with 3:04 to play in the half and only a 7-0 game. I like this.
Yeah, you like the defensive battle?
I like the defensive battle a lot better than up and down. Easier to stat.
Yeah, it's a guy that doesn't have to do the stats and just likes to scream out, touchdown!
Touchdown, I know it.
You know, now they're at a premium. Our only touchdown of the game to this point, Dylan Brodeur broke off a 77-yard run, a direct snap, a shotgun snap from center, went right up the middle, broke it down the right hash mark. It was a foot race between him and Derek Paradis, and Brodeur won the foot race to the end zone. That's our only score.
Don't discount the preparation time. North knows South pretty well, but they've only had 3 or 4 days to prepare. South, on the other hand, has had about 2 weeks to prepare. So that could make it a little bit, it's one on the field athletically, but still, the preparation time, South is able to prepare a little bit more, and you've got to be certain that Al Neville, their defensive coordinator, was really working hard for these 2 weeks to try to get that defense ready. His team looks like he's done a good job.
2nd and 5, ball at North's 36 as they hand it to Williams. Williams avoids a tackler and then takes on 2 or 3.
But again, nothing big. He gets about maybe 4 or 5 yards and gets the first down.
Yeah, they spotted it past the marker.
Well, Williams did a good job of keeping his legs moving as he usually does. But at the same time, there were a lot of purple and white jerseys around him, so he wasn't able to break anything long.
So the play clock starts, 2:44 to go. Actually, the clock is running as Dylan Brodeur, number 4, the quarterback, gets his play call from the sideline.
You can see 3 touchdowns in the span of 2:35.
Yeah.
These 2 teams do the no huddle.
Well,
but not that time. Look at that. Brodeur really was held, up and at the line of scrimmage. A guy who really caused that play but didn't get in on the tackle because he slipped was Daniel McCormick, the junior for South. He really stayed his ground and stayed in his lane on the line of scrimmage, and Brodeur saw him and tried to cut around him and then ended up cutting into a wave of white jerseys.
And led by Alan Odell, who did the tackle on Brodeur to finish off what his teammates had started. So it's a penetrating, hustling, gang tackling South and North defense on both sides that's held this to a 1-score game. Heavy pressure and going to succumb to it. He tries to flip the ball up in the air to his teammate, dangerously so. Carcanis
They're going to call him down. They're going to call him down.
Steve Hall, the referee in back in the white cap, he had him down before he tried that flip there to Williams. Turned into a fumble that was negated because the ball carrier was down. We got a timeout. South trying to preserve some time as they can see a stop coming here on defense. And they would like a chance, maybe a minute and a few more seconds to try to get down there and tie the game. 3rd and 16 for North, who suddenly are sputtering on offense as South has been sputtering on offense.
Well, they've gotten the ball. North didn't get great field position, got that second chance with the penalty. But we'd still be scoreless if Dylan Brodeur hadn't, gotten a burst of speed up the middle and then down the right sideline.
Yeah, what a story that would be. Scoreless at
halftime?
At
halftime after a 56-49 game.
That's why we play the game.
Yeah, exactly. You can't predict it. You cannot predict it.
Wow. In the history of this contest, it began in 2004 with a win for North, their only win since the split in the Turkey Bowl game. 33-14. In 2005, South won 20-6. South took the next 3 years, 35-12, 28-7, and the closest game in the history of the Turkey Bowl was just last year, 17-16, a win for the Panthers. Carcanis scrambling, complete to Rancourt. He has got the first down, it looks like.
No, he's short, John. That's the original.
Oh, that's the original
marker.
line of scrimmage. I'm sorry.
That's all right. You got excited. That's okay.
I blew it. I was looking at the original line of scrimmage marker.
Rancourt does a good job of bouncing off tackles, doesn't he, when he gets the ball, the yak?
Yeah.
He's very good at that.
Yards after catch.
But see, Carcanis so far back behind the line of scrimmage because of the pressure that Rancourt had a long way to go to try to get that first down.
So it'll be 4th and 8, and it would seem to be a punting situation for the Titans. South calling the timeout, trying to preserve the final minute for a last-ditch drive here in the first half of the 2009 Turkey Bowl. You see Jason Roby.
I don't think there's any hesitation here. You just punt the football, and then play defense. If you don't,
what's he talking about here?
South's got a lot of offense, so I'm not sure. Now maybe it's.
Oh, you can see him now.
There's Roby there, but I'm wondering what South was discussing on this punt return. As they'll try to get Haskell back there. I think Roby was saying, let's not be stupid here and get the ball to Haskell to a point where he can damage us.
Gadiz has been punting very well.
Let's see if Gadiz can angle that ball to the left side since Haskell's all the way back at the right hash mark.
I think he's going for hang time here, Tom. It's a short punt.
You're right. How did you know that?
Well, it seems to be his forte, and he's been forcing Haskell to fair catch balls, which is a good way to negate a return.
What they did there, John, was they wanted hang time, but they also wanted the short field.
They went away from him.
I guess they felt that if they wanted to punt it to the left side, it would have given him more room to run the ball.
Well,
but I think that would have been the way to go.
Well, South can put the ball in the hands of Haskell right now if they so choose. They have 1:10 to work with before the end of the first half.
And they're at the 31-yard line. If he punts to the left side, Gadiz has got a good leg. If he can boom one to the left side, Haskell was not going to get over there to make that play.
Right.
And that ball would have rolled all the way down. But they wanted to hand him
I think you have a punter inside of you someplace that's
the only thing I could ever do.
Oh, dropping the shotgun snap but picking it up and able to make a play. He's got a lot of time. Throws it down the left sideline, and it is going to be caught. And off the fingertips of Nilson Brasora. He had it in his hands.
Catch. Almost. Nice try by Brasora. Goes up, reaches up with one hand, but when you come down as you jump that high, the ground can't cause the fumble, but it certainly can cause an incomplete pass.
As it just did, Tom, you're right. It was a spectacular catch in the making until the ground interrupted the highlight. Impact with his shoulder pads on the turf, jarred it loose, and so we will do 2nd and 10 from the 31-yard line. Farkas had a surprising amount of time to throw the football on first down. There's Haskell in motion. And heavy pressure from Rosenberg. Dumps it off. Julio to the 40, to the 50. That's Paradis.
This is going to tie it up.
To the 20. Derek Paradis to the 5. Dives into the end zone.
And no flags. And no flags.
What a play for South with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Derek Paradis on what looked like an innocent dump-off pass. He turns it into a touchdown.
Well, what it was a screen.
69 yards for the score.
What it was a screen, and when you throw the screen, the defense relaxes downfield because they see the pass in the offensive backfield. The linebackers, the secondary, they all kind of sag a little bit, and that allowed number 40, Derek Paradis, to get ahead of steam, and he rolls it all the way down 69 yards for the touchdown.
Cameron DeCecca boots it through for the key extra point that ties this one at 7-all with 45 seconds left to go in the first half. How good that must feel for Derek Paradis, who came up just inches short of tackling Dylan Brodeur on his 77-yard run for a touchdown earlier in the game. Paradis comes up and he gets to make just about the same distance with the ball in his hands for the touchdown.
Good analogy, John. Very good. Not bad. Not bad. I'll turn you into
trying to put myself in the player's shoes.
Sports writer yet. You know what I mean? That's not bad. I mean, that is exactly right. Paradis does it right back at them. The only thing that would have been more fitting is if Brodeur was the one chasing him down the field.
Exactly. He might have been out there.
He might have been out there somewhere.
Well-designed play, and the yards after the catch that Tom just talked about, YAC, and football writers' terminology.
But see, that's the thing that's got to be upsetting to a coach. Al Neville knows it. Jason Roby knows it. You're trying to set your defense in the best possible position to prevent the big play before the end of the half, and you're just not able to do it. You think you've got the right defense called, and then the other team comes up with a play that beats it. And that has got to be frustrating for a defensive coordinator. Al Neville knows that feeling, so does Jason Roby.
I'm always finding the parallels with baseball because that's the game I know best, but it's sort of like a guy in a clutch situation that says, I just want to make good contact. And he makes good contact and the ball goes out of the park. And that's what happened with that screen pass. It was just, let's make some yards, let's go short. Saw the spectacular try by Basora for the catch, and that went off his fingertips, so they went back to a more conservative pass play. Turns into a touchdown, 69-yard screen pass.
And also a personal foul on the play, which gives South a chance to boot it into the end zone.
I never did find out what at halftime of the championship game, North against Salem, North came back out and they kicked off to begin the second half from Salem's 45-yard line.
Well, there had to be a personal foul. So, was there a score before the half?
There wasn't. It sort of ended, innocuously.
There had to be a personal foul.
There had to be a personal foul
at the end of the half.
We didn't see it called, so it was a surprise that it began like that. But North in that championship game just 5 days ago.
Steve Hall, the official, comes over to talk to Jason Roby very briefly. Maybe telling his team to have his players move back from the sideline. I don't think they issued a sideline warning. When they do that, they do throw a flag up in the air. Don't know what that was all about, but now Carcanis is out there, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, 44.2 seconds. I said we could see 2 or 3 touchdowns in the last 2:37. We might see 2.
Carcanis throws it.
There it is.
It's complete.
See
up
you
the
later.
middle to the 45 before he's dragged down.
All right, the North coaching staff to our right, they thought for sure that they had a touchdown on that play.
Number 81 is Eric Mute, and he got some space to work with. It looked like he might go all the way. That took only 10 seconds off the clock to get the ball to midfield.
And a 28-yard gain.
Carcanis, 2-step drop, throws it to the left, and it's
up
up for grabs.
into the hands and out of Haskell. And a
flag.
penalty, maybe a defensive hold. Because Haskell right there, boy, and if he had caught that, he might have been downfield the other way for a touchdown.
Let's see what this call
I
is.
knew in these last minute and a half, 2 minutes, there would be a lot going on the field. These two offenses are too good. And when you give them the opportunity to throw the ball a lot and try to use all the play, you can empty the playbook on a day like this because there's no film study for the next game.
Right.
So there's always those chances.
If Haskell had intercepted that and gone the distance, that would have been a big disappointment because it would have come back on defensive holding. It's a first down, and the ball moves into South territory. 7-7, 28.5 seconds left to go in the first half. Carcanis, 3-step drop, steps up, fires it up in the air down the left sideline. It's anybody's ball. Coming down with it is South. Interception.
Yeah, Nick Haskell. That time Haskell turned into the receiver, and unfortunately for North, number 81, Mute, was the defender because Haskell was just back there eyeing it like an outfielder waiting to make the catch.
Nick Haskell, as we said, you throw a kind of guy, you throw the ball into a crowd, he'll come down with it more often than not.
He is a ball hawk.
There's
no question about it. The ball finds Nick Haskell on offense and defense.
So 20 seconds to go.
If I'm South or North, if I'm North, I don't want to challenge Haskell. I want to throw it away from where he is on the field. So will they take the knee? I would imagine they would with 20.8 seconds left, but they go out of the
formation is definitely not.
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness.
Here comes Paradis. Good tackle.
I just think you're taking too much of a chance here, guys. You got to go knee and run that clock out.
47, Cam Duval for the Titans. An excellent tackle there to stop Paradis for only a 1-yard gain. That is the final few seconds of the first half. It comes to an end. The score, 7-all. 7-7, North against South. It doesn't get any closer than this. If you like defense as well, this is a great game so far. John Collins with Tom King, our camera crew again, Mike Janes, Jim McLean, Tim O'Neill, our executive producer Pete Johnson is here with us. We have an exciting half of football left to play here at Stello Stadium in the 2009 Turkey Bowl. It's 7-7. Come back with us.
The king is senior Nick Cummings and the queen, Jennifer Smith. Our congratulations to the Nashua South homecoming king, queen, and their court. Now entering onto the field is the Nashua High School South Purple Panther Marching Band and Color Guard. The band is under the direction of drum majors Caitlin Dupre, Connor Humber, and and Carolyn Regula, and the color guard captain is Mimi Samard. The staff includes brass instructor Paul Santerre, percussion instructors Charles Davis and Kevin Gilchrist, and the band director for the Nashua Purple Panthers is Tony Coronas. South will be performing music from the big screen featuring the songs Scenes from Batman, theme from Mission Impossible, and the main title from Robin Hood. Ladies and gentlemen, now entering onto the field is the Nashua High School North Titans Marching Band and Color Guard under the direction of Kristen Olson. Visual design is by Carrie Swift. Drill instructors are Carrie and Kevin Swift. Percussion instructors are Elizabeth Nault and Kyle Martin, and Christina Peterson is the color guard instructor. On the field, the Titans are directed by drum major Danielle Simpson. She is assisted by drill masters Ricky Hansen and Megan Kelleher. The color guard captain is Devin Brazil. The featured twirler, Jessica Avalar. Nashua North Titan Marching Band and Color Guard presents The Sound of Simon, highlighting music by singer-songwriter Paul Simon. This morning's performance features old favorites Bridge Over Troubled Water, You Can Call Me Al, Still Crazy After All These Years, Late in the Evening, and The Sound of Silence. The Nashua Titan Marching Band and Color Guard would also like to recognize their senior members on their final performance and thank them for the dedication and service. Seniors, please step forward and give us a wave as I introduce you. Carolyn Berry, Mark Berry, Devin Brazil, Mary Cook, Henry Goodwin, Ricky Hansen, Kelsey Johnson, Mark McHugh, Julia McMullen, Danielle Simpson, Ashley Stone, Emily Vancour, Maggie Vidal, Juliana Wheely, and unable to be here because she's marching in the All-American Marching Band at the Macy Parade in New York is Megan Kelleher. Please give a big warm welcome to the Nashua North Marching Band and Color Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, the Nashua North Marching Band and Color Guard.
Welcome back to the start of the second half, everyone. I'm Tom King along with John Collins. You're watching the live Turkey Bowl here at Stella Stadium on Nashua's ETV. And John, an interesting first half, a 7-7 game as we look at David Duong getting his knee iced and wrapped up. So, you know, he's a player who loves contact, and sometimes that can go against you if you're a defensive player. And he's got the knee wrapped up, and I think he just needs a little bit of an adjustment. I don't think he's hobbling that much. I think he just wants that knee adjusted as they're unwrapping the dressing and putting the new wrap on as the training staff is doing that. Statistically, very interesting, John. Nashua South outgaining Nashua North 195 to 148.
Well, he's a key defensive player, Tom, David Duong, so going to need all hands on deck here in the second half in what has turned into a defensive battle between North and South.
Who would have thought it, huh? You never know.
Wow. But it'll make the big offensive plays when they do come all the greater. So we have the quad captains at the center of the field to determine the kickoff again. We saw, of course, North receive to begin the ball game, so we expect they'll be kicking off, and they will be from left to right. North will go against South in the white jerseys and purple pants and numerals to our right. They'll receive. So 7-7, South with a chance to take the lead to begin the second half, and I guess we're going to look for Nick Haskell to be a very key offensive player in this game, number 20 for South here on offense to start the second half.
Well, I think the other thing, too, is for North, while Haskell's a key offensively for South, for North, you know, they've got to get Andre Williams on track. He's only got 25 yards on 7 carries. Brodeur has 101 yards on those same 7 carries, but 77 of those came on his first carry, the touchdown run.
The fog has lifted.
Yeah, on the white line.
Yes, it has.
And very much.
And I thought it would lift to a brighter day, and it's just stayed overcast. Kind of one of those blah November days, you know, which is, I'm always glad when the football season at this point in time ends, because that way, you know, this is the time to end it, because it's just getting, you know, outdoors at this time of year. Just the sun isn't a factor. It doesn't really warm you up too much.
Interesting you say that, because to our south, Massachusetts, their bowl season
just gets in, and they play those Tuesday night games. You know, look if the camera could see the look on your face. Tuesday night in December in football, that is just not a lot of fun in terms of being outside to watch if it's really ice cold.
Anthony Gadis, number 12, will boot the ball to begin the second half of the 2009 Turkey Bowl for Nashua North.
But you know what, John? If North had played, if they had beaten Salem in a game that I covered earlier in the year, if they had beaten Salem in the regular season, they would have played that game here at Stellos. They would have had an interesting situation with Girton hosting a championship game and North hosting a championship game. They had that situation in the first round, and Girton played on a Friday night. So what would they have done with the championship game? Is a little different story. Would they have played a championship game on a Friday night? I don't think they've ever played a night football championship game in New Hampshire, but I'm not positive of that. They've played playoff games, first rounders, semifinals, but I don't think they've ever played a title game at night.
Ball is rifled into the end zone, A great kick by Gadis. It'll be no return by number 5, Nilson Basora, who picks it up, hands it to official Steve Hall. We'll have 1st and 20.
1st and 10 at the 20.
1st and 10 at the 20 for Nashua South
Watch,
to begin the second half.
There'll be a hold, and it will be 1st and 20. The touchdowns, in case you missed them, 2 big plays. 77-yard quarterback draw by Dylan Brodeur early in the first quarter, and then late in the second quarter, a 69-yard touchdown pass from Keith Farkas. From Keith Farkas to number 40, Derek Paradise. Another short pass, and that had a lot of yards after catch, probably 69 yards of them for a touchdown.
Yeah, I think he did catch it at the line of scrimmage.
Caught it right behind on a screen pass.
And they'll start off on 1st down, of course, in the shotgun and the spread offense. Farkas, 2-step drop, looking left, throwing left. It is just knocked away by Trevor Rancourt.
Yeah, going for Haskell, but the pass was a little behind Haskell. As there were 2 receivers in the vicinity, and it led for a crowded area, and maybe a little too crowded. That allowed Rancourt to get his hand on the football.
Well, Rancourt made a nice play, and then he took a heavy hit from Jeff Taylor, the Titans' defensive back who was back there with him. They collided after the deflection. 2nd and 10 at the 20. Just underway in the second half of the 2009 Turkey Bowl. We're even at 7. North in dark blue and South in the white jerseys. Haskell's got 5 yards and more, close to the 1st down marker, up to about the 28-yard line.
Well, I think there's no question about what South wants to do offensively in this half. They went in the locker room and they said, let's get the ball more in Nick Haskell's hands, and they're trying to do that now, go to him 2 plays in a row, and they get the ball out to the 28-yard line on that 8-yard run.
Direct snap to Farkas, who pitches it to Haskell. He's up the left hash mark, and no, that's Paradis. Excuse me.
He gets out to the 44-yard line.
Well executed quarterback option that time by Farkas. Big gainer for South on 3rd down. They move the chains, and it's going to be 1st and 10 at their own 44. Fast pace to begin the second half here for South. Farkas on the near side of the field. Will step back. He has blocking from Paradis. He's got a lot of time. Incomplete.
David Dong, we said, they were just doing a little bit of maintenance on that knee, and he has that ball right in his hands, and it bounces out.
Nearly with the interception. Number 2, David Duong. So he's heavily taped, but he's moving well out there on defense.
Yeah, he certainly looks good. It would have been interesting to see how he would have run after catching that pass. Whether or not he could have got a burst of speed for the end zone or not.
Paradis wrapped up and down.
Oh, and Paradis somehow was able to hold on to that football after it juggled it a little bit. He got a huge hit. He was hit high by Devin Blaze. Devin Blaze popped that ball out, but Paradis somehow recovered it.
So a near turnover averted twice here on this possession by South. A near interception by Duong, and then Blaze knocks the ball loose on the hit. The Titans playing tough D in this one. Both teams are. 7-7 the score. 3rd and 9.
Long count by Farkas. He's got to get that snap off in time. He just did.
Rosenberg bats it down on the pressure. Number 56, Kevin Rosenberg.
Right now, he'd be my player of the game. The way he's played defensively, he has been all over the place.
Well, Tom, you would have to pick a defensive player for your player of the game at this point, and Kevin Rosenberg has led all comers today, including on that play. He's had pressures, he has had sacks, big tackles. A kick by Farkas, who almost gets it blocked by Rosenberg.
And he decides to run with it for a little bit, too, to get away from Rosenberg. Good play by Farkas. That's the ability of having your punter be the quarterback be the punter, because he moves the ball a lot. He moves with the ball a lot, so he was able to avoid Rosenberg coming in and ran with the football to get some room. He gets a nice line drive punt that rolls dead all the way back at the 15-yard line.
It's a 45-yard punt with no return by Farkas, so a nice job. 1st and 10 for North. Their first possession of the second half will begin deep in their own end. We've seen the alternating quarterback scheme again from North. 2009 Division I finalists who lost to Salem just 5 days ago in a dramatic, close championship game. Dancing away from some tacklers and making his way for a short gain.
And a flag, John. A flag at the far corner. You can't see it on your monitor, but there it goes all the way. There's Steve Hall talking to the side judge. holding against Nashua North.
So we'll see if Jason Roby will, Scott Knight will decline this or take it. There wasn't.
No, he'll take it.
He'll take it?
I think he'll take it. It's at the 11-yard line. They will move them back probably to around the 4 or 5. Otherwise, it would be second down and about 9.
No, keep an eye on
They will take that penalty. Yeah, move them back inside the 5-yard line. That's what I would do. Any turnover that happens or any chance for safety, you get any turnover. Because these quarterbacks both play out of the shotgun, there's always a chance for an end zone turnover.
Complete pass. Trevor Rancourt throws the ball down, gets the reception down around the 25-yard line. Well executed by North. And they get a first down, Tom. They were pushed back, had to go 15 yards, and they get that and more on a pass play. In the right slot, Trevor Rancourt comes up with the reception. Shotgun snap. Up ahead, Andre Williams gets some hard-fought yards on first down. That's about a 5-yard game. It'll bring up 2nd and 5. So a good mix of pass and run here in their first possession of the second half for Nashua North. Quickly, no huddle offense.
If they motion to trips and pass.
Keeper, this is Karkanis, and he is wrapped up in the backfield and down. We'll go give credit for number 44 and 43. Captain Dimitri Venitos there with Chris Thistle, and it is a stop on the play, a loss of a
yard gain. And I just think that their best offense is, if they're going to have their quarterback run, the guy who usually does it the best is Brodeur. Karkanis has a bazooka for an arm, though.
And he'll need it here on 3rd and 4. He's going to pass it. He backs up 3 yards and fires it. Rancourt's got it, but he's tackled in the backfield.
That was Dimitri Venitos, who stayed with Rancourt, wrapped him up. When you see defenses give up a lot of points or a lot of yards, it's usually because there's missed tackles, because there's enough players on the field to make the play. And that time, Venitos made sure he didn't miss that tackle.
4th and 2. North is going to punt. Goodis is back at about his own 25 as he boots it away. High and deep down the middle of the field. It is returnable. Dancing around his parrots, he avoids about 5 or 6 tacklers.
And another flag thrown. Plenty of them today.
There might be a block in the back. It was keeping the ball alive, the return
I can see a block in the back when you've got a runner running wide one way or running wide the other way, because you're angled off. But when it's bunched up in the middle of the field like that, there should be no reason for it.
And there it is, block in the back. I don't know, just trailing your man, I guess, and you shouldn't happen, but it did there. So it's going to go against South to back him up. So a decent punt by Goodis turns into a great punt after you tack on the penalty.
So poor field position for both teams. And South will start at the 19-yard line. So I'm not seeing that offense that we thought. You think, well, second half it'll come alive. Hasn't happened yet.
Body language isn't there either.
No,
it doesn't look like they're confident they're going to go down and score.
No, it looks like both teams are pretty flat offensively.
Keith Farkas calling the signals in the shotgun for South. That's Nick Pulio in motion across your screen. He looks right, he looks left, he can't find anybody. He's going to tuck it under his arm and run to the right, and he is pushed out of bounds by Dylan Brodeur. So a non-play there, basically.
Non-play and a loss on a play. It looked like he lost 2 yards. Depending on where they mark it. Yeah, they mark it back. Ball's going to be spotted at the 18, a loss of 1.
So technically it's a sack for Dylan Brodeur and his counterpart, quarterback Keith Farkas for South, who didn't make a mistake, though. He couldn't find anybody open. He couldn't find a place to run, so he took it out of bounds. And he'll try again here on 2nd and 11. The handoff. Pulio hit and down. David DeWong again in on the tackle. I see number 63 in on it as well for the Titans. That's Joel Pacheco and also Chris Anderson. Coach Mack is here. The Ed Leisha Senior Trophy will be awarded at the end of the game to the winner.
Coach Mack and I have done a few Turkey Day Bowls together from some interesting spots.
Farkas is going to keep it. He goes up the middle. He's hit hard and driven to the turf.
And again,
well short of the first down.
Defensive struggle continues. They go with Farkas to run the football. They didn't want to throw there. I'm surprised they weren't going to throw the football in that situation. Now teams are being a little bit conservative, not wanting the turnover to ruin this tie game one way or the other.
It's Farkas doing the punting. It's hit down the field. Williams going to return it. He's at his own 38-yard line. He's to the left sideline. He's to the 50. Williams cuts it back toward the middle. He's finally caught from behind and down to about the 40-yard line.
And we got a South player who's down way back, Basora, and he hobbles off the field. But a good return by Andre Williams. See, that punt return may get Williams untracked as a running back. He needed some kind of a game breaker. He returns that ball, about 20 yards, and that may help his confidence a little bit running the football.
So it was a 20-yard return for Williams, and it's 1st and 10 for North with tremendous field position. They are on South's 41-yard line, 1st and 10. 7-7. This game is up for grabs. That Ed Leisha Senior Trophy is up for grabs here in the 2009 Turkey Bowl with 6:49 to go in the third quarter. Brandon Karkanis is in the, actually, yes, it is Karkanis. He's under pressure. He's flushed out of the pocket. He throws on the run. It's complete. Mute is to the 25. He's down at about the 21-yard line. Good job by Brandon Karkanis on the run. You saw there.
He dipped out of a blitz, a linebacker blitz by Nashua South, which was a good call defensively, but the left side of the field was open, and Karkanis saw it, and he darted to his left and fired it.
Eric Wheat gets open in the flat, making something out of what looked like a busted play. Williams sprinting to the outside. He's to the 20. He's hit hard and driven to the turf on a terrific tackle by Nick Frederickson. Well, you can't break big tackles when you got excellent defensive plays like that one by Frederickson. You can't break big runs, I mean.
But he does get about 6 yards on the play.
He was able to turn the corner somewhat and get a nice first down gain of 4, as Tom said. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Ball on the 19-yard line. Trying to get the go-ahead score. North, who struck first, then was tied up.
He's looking for Brodeur in the end zone.
It is lofted. It is intercepted. It is a touchback in the end zone, and who else?
And again, what happens, and it was Dante Lorende is saying that right down the road here in the press box. Why are you going at Haskell? Yeah. Haskell is there because Haskell is on North's best receiver, who is Brodeur. When he's on the field, he's the best football player. So Haskell's on him, and they go at Haskell, and Haskell comes up with his 2nd interception of the day.
Haskell, 2 picks, 2 huge picks there. Gives his team the ball 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. What could have been the go-ahead score, that pass would have looked a lot better to the right side of the field, away from Nick Haskell. As Tom said, that is not the player you want to challenge.
They do not want to throw the ball in Haskell's direction.
So he picks it off, and he might end up getting it here. He's sprinting out to the left and pitching it to Paradis, twisting his way ahead. A good gain on first down for South. Hard-fought yards. The swarming North defense has very few gaps, but Paradis was able to twist and turn his way through a few of them there.
That's one of the plays that you don't see these two teams run for all of their offensive ability. They don't really option very well, but very much. And Farkas that time did it.
Almost forced to go to it. Quick strike pass to the right side. Nick Pulio is wrapped up and pulled out of bounds by Dylan Brodeur after a gain close to the first down, but short of it. 3rd and 3 coming up here. Pretty tight coverage there by Dylan Brodeur on Nick Pulio. 5:10 to go in the third quarter. South with receivers split left and right. A spread offense once again. A lot of options, but not too many solutions so far for the offense for South here. Pass complete to the left sideline. Slipping is Nick Haskell, but not until he makes the solid sure-handed grab, and a first down will move the chains. Ball spotted at the 37-yard line.
Was that Haskell the receiver on that play?
Yes, Nick Haskell.
He just is around that football all the time. They are going to him as often as they can.
He got a nice cushion, and Farkas hit him with a good tight spiral there. Haskell in motion. Counter up the middle. Paradis twisting his way for another healthy first down gain. Derek Paradis gets the ball to the 49-yard line, a gain of 6.
Well, when you can
or
get
7.
Well, he's out to the 44. When you can get 7 yards on first down, that opens up your entire offense for what they can do in the playbook.
Off
and
the
that
fingertips.
time, see, there you go with the no huddle offense. They rushed a little bit, and Haskell, knowing he was going to get the football, looked upfield before he caught that pass, took his eye off the ball, and drops it.
So it'll bring up 3rd down and 3 to go. Ball at the 44-yard line, excuse me, of South. Haskell fakes. Farkas knows where that first down marker is, and they're going to mark him just short, however. His knee was down before he stretched the ball forward.
Yeah, it looks like his knee was down about a half a yard or a yard shy at the 47-yard, just shy of the 47. He needs to get across that 47 just before the 48-yard line.
And they are lined up to punt, Tom, on 4th and 1 yard. And they're going to fake it. No, Puchet blocked by Rosenberg. He tries to grab it and run with it, but doesn't matter. Titans are going to recover. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Well, we had said Rosenberg all over the place, and there he is again. He just, Farkas was able to elude him the previous punt. Remember that. And this time he wasn't able to, as Rosenberg knew his move and darted it in and made that play.
Kevin Rosenberg, 6'3", 255-pound senior. The question that goes through my mind is, where is he going to play next year? Because he's playing like he's not done playing football. A terrific job by Kevin Rosenberg in this 2009 Turkey Bowl game. Karkanis hands it off to Brodeur, coming to the right, trying to turn the corner. He does. And a big first down game, a first down carry for near first down yardage for Dylan Brodeur, and the handoff from Brandon Karkanis.
Well, it looked like he's got enough. He got 11 yards on that carry.
They did give it to him.
He's got enough for a first down.
So following the block punt with a big first down carry, North has the momentum back. Andre Williams trying to pick his spot, eludes a tackler, and then backside pursuit catches up to him. Marty Voorhees for South.
That time the missed tackle didn't hurt because there were enough white jerseys around Andre Williams. Not able to get untracked this afternoon. That's the big difference, John. The biggest difference between this game and the one we saw 6 weeks ago.
A 250-yard difference.
No kidding.
So it's 7-7, 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. A defensive battle here, defensively dominated battle in the 2009 Turkey Bowl. Berdeur's going no place. He gets a loss on the play, and an enthused South defense with reason congratulating each other on another great job of penetration and basically a sack of a running back
in the backfield.
They're
looking at a 3rd and 14 at the 25-yard line. But great pursuit. That time, I think South has made a distinctive decision in the locker room not to let Brodeur beat them. They have made up their minds, we're not going to let him beat us.
The question is, who will?
Who will?
Spring to the right, Karkanis on the run. He throws it. It's complete to Rancourt, who powers his way to the 10-yard line. How did he stay on his feet?
He should have been brought down far short of the first down, and instead is able to muscle his way and keep those legs moving all the way. That's why they lift weights. As Bill Parcells said during that Super Bowl over Denver, you had the NFL film tip. That's why you lift all them weights.
Yeah.
That's why he does it.
course, Parcells is saying that's why you guys.
Right, yeah, exactly.
4th and inches. Big play, biggest play of the 2009 Turkey Bowl right here. South trying to come up with a stand to take the ball back on downs. North trying to drive for the go-ahead score. Looking to his left, he throws it. Berdur's got it, he's hit. He's got a first down. He's inside the 10, and that's where they needed to go. Interesting to me, Tom, they went with the pass play on 4th and inches. That's a little tricky.
That is a little tricky. If it's 3rd and inches, maybe you can fool them, but 4th down, that's a little tough.
You got to complete it. You're risking a drop pass, a batted pass. But, you know, not having that under center snap, it takes away the quarterback sneak, which is the choice usually on 4th and inches. But 1st and goal to go for North. And Karkanis hands it up the middle. I think that was Williams. No. Yes, it was. Andre Williams, and credit on the tackle goes to Marty Voorhees. We have a player down, and that clearly is number 22.
Dan McCormick. With no gain on the play for Williams. Just another example of what the, you know, how well South is defending him.
55 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. We have a South player down on the field. Till this point, it's been an injury-free game as far as we know. And hopefully it's only a momentary problem for Daniel McCormick. And he jogs off the field under his own power, which is great. 2nd down and 7, ball on the 7-yard line. It's a 7-7 game. 7s are wild right now in the Turkey Bowl. And let's see what happens, what the play call here is on 2nd down. Dylan Berdur is going to keep it. He goes up the middle. He is grabbed around the ankle by Derek Paradis. Those two have been battling today, Dylan Berdur and Derek Paradis. Paradis is able to drag him down after a short gain of 3. It'll bring up 3rd down and goal to go from the 4-yard line.
Well, he got more than 3 because he cut inside the 5-yard line. He got about 5 yards down to the 4. So, but the one thing I was surprised about, John, earlier on that little 4th down pass that was a slant play, I'm surprised that Berdur wasn't able to get into the end zone and cut right inside.
One-step drop, fire
wide open.
Trevor Rancourt.
Wide open.
A well-designed play over the middle. A belly pass to Trevor Rancourt, number 11. And that's the go-ahead score for the Nashua High School North Titans. It's a 13-7 game with Anthony Cadiz to come out and try for the extra point. Wide open, Rancourt found space behind the linebackers, or where the linebackers usually stand, and Karkanis did not miss him. It's a kick up and through, touchdown and an extra point, 14-7. The Titans take the lead with 7.3 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
So intent on where Berdur and Williams are on the field. That leaves a guy like Rancourt wide open. Someone missed an assignment or paid too much attention gambling the other way. Rancourt wide open in the end zone for the touchdown.
Reminiscent of the touchdown that Rancourt scored on Saturday in Salem when he found himself wide open in the right slot in the end zone for one of North's touchdowns in that loss to Salem in the championship game. Trevor Rancourt was a key figure on offense for North over the weekend, and he is again here. 14-7. Anthony Cadiz will kick it away from the 40-yard line, of course, and back to receive for South.
But still, we played, unless there's a return here, we played 3 quarters and 3 touchdowns.
1 touchdown per quarter. Nilson Basora and Derek Paradis are back deep to receive the kick.
All set up by the block punt by Kevin Rosen.
It's an onside kick, and it's caught in the air. Great job there of catching and falling on it, Luke Belleville.
Boy, interesting. They don't want the long return, but they're willing to give up the field position because an onside kick like that, they really didn't have that covered very well.
No.
So
it's like a 40-yard
yeah,
return.
Exactly. So that is an interesting call right there by North. Someone did not execute. That wasn't executed properly, and instead, South has got great field position, 59 yards to go to try to tie the game.
Yeah, they'll take it.
As we're going to start the fourth quarter in just a moment.
They'll actually get a playoff here in the third quarter, heading from right to left before we make the switch. Farkas hands it off to Paradis. Up the middle, he's got blocks. He's got a hole. He drops the ball. It's on the turf. It's picked up by North. And it's a tackle at about the 41-yard line. Recovered Chris Anderson. It looked like just a drop by Paradis to end the third quarter. And North will take possession. Paradis hurt on the turf after the play.
The first turnover of the day for Nashua South, but that's two bad plays offensively, the block punt and now the fumble.
Badly limping, he appears to have hurt his right leg. Derek Paradis being helped off the field by Jerry Holland, the head trainer for Nashua South.
Also, you hate to see a kid hurt on Thanksgiving Day, don't you?
Yeah.
That is tough.
I don't know what it is, but maybe it's something that Derek can shake off and come back in the fourth quarter. We hope it is. Of course, he scored the touchdown for South earlier. A tremendous 69-yard screen pass reception and run basically the whole distance to the end zone. Ball slips out of his grasp here, though, and it's a break for North. One of the few fumbles today. The only fumble recovery, I believe. He had the block punt, of course. But 14-7, North with a chance to go up by 2 scores if they can continue their offensive momentum here. This team, North in dark blue, they averaged 33 points a game during the season. South averaged 31 points a game during the season.
56-49. There you go.
Yeah, 56-49 was the score.
That's how you get that kind of a score. You get two high-powered offensive teams. But today, defense, and one of the guys definitely, I think the MVP for North in this football game right now is Kevin Rosenberg.
The signature player of this Turkey Bowl game, Kevin Rosenberg.
As a defensive player.
He's been in on almost every tackle. He's got a sack, blocked a punt, knocked down key passes, and a lot of tackles. 1st and 10 now after that break between quarters and for the injury. 14-7. Titans trying to add to their lead. A burst up the middle by Brador. Misdirection. I thought Williams had the football. I think some South Panthers did too. And getting loose up the right side of the line, Dylan Brador moves the chains for a big gain on 1st down.
Nice 12-yard run by Brador. Again, those 1st down runs, so important for any drive.
Williams is wrapped up and downed in the backfield by number 43, Dimitri Venitos. Nice
there
tackle.
You see it. And we'll see how important those 1st down runs are, because when North doesn't get one, then they have to go to other plays. They can't just march the ball down.
As is the case right here. The 2nd and 10. Ball at the 45-yard line. Just underway in the fourth quarter. John Collins with Tom King on Nashua's ETV. It's the 2009 Turkey Bowl.
Injury report from the sideline. Just cramps for Derek Paradis.
That's good news. Brador steps gingerly through the line. He's got a big gain on 2nd down, close to a 1st down. He needed to get to about the 34, 35, and he came up just short of it. So it'll bring up 3rd and 1.
You watch that run by Brador, and the one thing that comes to mind, and the way to describe the way he runs, is balance. Dylan Brador is able to keep his balance when he runs and has graceful steps, just kind of stepping over bodies all the time.
And there he is, number 4, Dylan Brador in the shotgun, getting
on a 3rd and 1.
And he's going to keep it, and he is driven back. That'll be an interesting spot here. Rancourt thinks he got it, but I don't know.
I don't know if he did or not. You know, that's one of the things in a shotgun and short yardage formation that I don't like, is because you're starting from so far behind the line of scrimmage. You know, that is a tough situation. you've got to spot the other team 4 yards already, and they do mark him short.
It's 4th on the football. Yeah, it was a pretty easy eyeball spot for Steve Hall, our lead referee. He looked over, he sees that
it still
the
has
first down marker is beyond the stripe.
Beyond the 35, beyond the stripe. And there we go, 4th down and 1 with 9:50 to play.
Keeper, Braddour breaks it outside. He's got the first down. He avoids a tackle. He avoids a shirt tail tackle. He's loose. Dylan Braddour down the left sideline. It's a race to the end zone, and he makes it in for a touchdown. Dylan Braddour. He just wanted to get the first down, but then the athleticism took over. He avoided some tackles. He slipped out of a shirt tail tackle, and he makes the touchdown with one of those patented balanced runs that Tom talked about. He was too difficult to bring down, and it is a 2-score lead for Nashua North, 20-7.
Well, just a graceful run, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's very graceful, and then all of a sudden, boom, shifts gears and bursts away, and that's what he does on that run.
Cadice's kick is good. 21-7. 2-touchdown lead now for Nashua North with 9.5 minutes left to go in the Turkey Bowl.
He's got 171 yards and 2 touchdowns on 14 carries.
North, of course, went to the Division I final. They were favored coming into this game to break a losing streak in the Turkey Bowl. South has won for the past 4 seasons, dating back to 2004, the inaugural South-North Turkey Bowl game, which North won 33-14. They're on pace to win by about the same score here if this keeps up. They're ahead 21-7 with 9.5 minutes to go. South feeling the pressure now to score. They're about to get this ball back. They fumbled on their last possession. North capitalized on it. Instead of South driving for the tying score, they find themselves down by 2 touchdowns as Anthony Gadice, the strong-legged kicker for North,
you can play
sets it up.
Solid defense as well as you possibly can, but when you have talented offensive players, they are eventually going to overcome that. Winnick kind of did that against Britain in the championship game, playing very good defense for 2 quarters, and then eventually a kid like Mike Kelly, as that ball bounces off, it would have been a live ball, almost a fumble by South, but kids, talented offensive players find a way to beat good defenses, and Dylan Braddour does it twice in this football game.
It's hard to be vigilant for all 4 quarters against that kind of offensive firepower, and Braddour gets the score. It was a better job of executing an onside kick there by North, but it's the same net effect, basically. A good field position for the receiving team to begin their offensive drive here. It's
but don't discount the mistakes. 2 mistakes by South, the block punt and the fumble. Both lead to touchdowns.
Keith Farkas calling signals from the shotgun formation. Nick Pulio is going to drop back in pass coverage. No, he gets the handoff. And Pulio holds on to it, both hands up the middle. Kind of an innocent-looking run turns into a big gainer on first down, and that's a first down. Moves the chains, a gain of 10.
Yeah, good run by Pulio. He's a small kid. He's tough to bring down. You know, he's got that deceptive size. He's only 5'6", 130 pounds, but probably weighs a little bit more than that, you know, because of the muscle, but he's able to make that run and keep low to the ground, and that allows him to get those yards.
Julio gets the handoff, and he can't escape the backside pursuit, though. That was number 43 for the Titans. 63 rather. Joel Pacheco had caught up to him. He just wasn't able to turn the corner, so it turns into a loss of a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 11 from their own 45. South is trailing by 2 touchdowns as the clock ticks under 9 minutes to go now in the game.
And you said it, the clock continues to tick, but South's got the offense where they can score quickly and get right back in it, as they're looking to do right here.
Good pass coverage there by David Duong. Actually, number 7 is Jeff Taylor for the Titans.
Yeah, Duong was towards the middle of the fields.
Right.
He doesn't play outside an awful lot. He's more inside. And right there, the play made by Taylor. Just a good job with his arm to swat at the ball and not get called for interference.
And I'm sure your viewers saw 56, Kevin Rosenberg, entering the picture there, shedding his blocker and nearly getting to Farkas before he let it go.
What a great game he has played. We've said it over and over again, but he has been the signature player of this football game, I think.
He's the near player on the defensive line there. Slow developing play. Farkas is going to sprint out to the right and throw it. It's complete. Frederickson gets caught from behind, but not before he gets a huge gain on the play.
Well, when Farkas began to run, he froze everybody, and that allowed Frederickson to get open.
Well-designed pass play, well executed by Farkas and Frederickson. Good blocking.
Gain of 18.
So that moves the chains in a big way. Ball on the 37-yard line of the Titans, who are breathing a little heavy now on defense, maybe for the first time in this game. Pulio in motion across your picture. Snap to Farkas, fakes right, throws left. Pulio, screen pass, wrapped up. His blockers kind of got ahead of him there. And numbers 64 and actually in on the tackle for the Titans, Wilson Pena.
But that was Paradise who came
Joel
back.
Pacheco.
Who came back after suffering a cramp. Which is good to see.
That was Paradis, not Pulio. Pulio's got the pass reception now. Nice move to get loose and get a gain out of it. Excellent job by Nick Pulio, who was nearly tackled by Dylan Brodeur for no gain.
Well, Brodeur tried an arm. He tried an arm tackle because he felt he had the size advantage, but Pulio is proven to be a tough player to arm tackle.
Farkas was going to throw it to the sideline. Instead, he tries Besora on a slant in, and it is covered. Good job by Trevor Rancourt covering Derek Paradis on the far sideline. Actually, Nick Haskell was being covered on the far sideline, excuse me. A good job of Rancourt at taking that away. And then Farkas checked down to Besora slanting in and wasn't able to hit him, so he was covered also.
Interesting call now, fourth and three.
Down and
this
three.
Is huge at the 30.
Farkas is going to keep it. He's trying to get rid of it. He does. And the
Oh,
move is made. Paradis to the 10-yard line. Derek Paradis with a terrific move after the catch, and that was the difference. Kevin Rosenberg somehow makes his way from left end down to make the tackle to save a touchdown.
But what a play by Farkas
Wow.
to not bend under the. He was sacked. They had him. They had him. And he eludes it and finds a way and finds Paradise. And it's all the way down to the 8-yard line, a 22-yard pickup.
Making adjustments against this tough defense. South finds a way to get the first down, 1st and 10 at the 8, 1st and goal to go at the 8.
Well, they're in survival mode, John, and the option, very curious here.
Rancourt read it, and he got in the backfield and stopped Paradis on the pitch.
Yeah, that's short field. They decide to go with the option. Farkas didn't have anything there, so he decides his decision whether to pitch or not.
Loss of 1. 2nd and goal from the 9.
Yeah, that time he put his running back in a tough position to gain any yards.
On the far side of the field, a far hash mark. Keith Farkas, number 1, calling the signals. That's Haskell, who is in motion left to right. Looks like he's looking for Haskell. He throws it, and it is a touchdown to Nick Haskell. Well done by Nashua South, who are stymied for most of the game on offense by this tough Titans defense, but that time, that drive, they found a way. Paradis and Pulio and Haskell teaming up with the quarterback Keith Farkas to improvise and make some terrific athletic moves, yards after catch, great runs and catches, and they make a touchdown here to cut the lead in half, depending on this kick by Cameron DeJacob. Flags fly.
Early movement.
That's
going to
go against South.
They blow the whistle before the end of the play. They had to because it. But on a bad
that's a break
snap,
for
that's
South.
a break
actually.
for South because the bad snap, they probably wouldn't have gotten any points on the try. So now they'll have to kick more of a field goal type extra point from the. It'll be about a 25-yard kick for Cam DeCecca.
Here's Cam DeCecca. I got a question for you, Tom, after this conversion. Interesting. The rules of the Turkey Bowl game might come into play here. Here's another whistle before the snap.
You're asking if they're going to have any overtime. I believe they will. Was that right?
Ed Leisha Sr. Jr. says no. He says there's no overtime in the Turkey Bowl game.
Interesting.
And the question I had for you as a result, the penalty again against Nashua South, this is going to turn into a long field goal by the time Cameron DeCecca gets to launch it. It's going to be like a 30-yarder here. He's kicking from the 20, and the goalposts are set back.
Well, that's interesting because I wonder if Steve Hall will go with that. He's the official.
Right.
And this is played under NHIA Federation rules still. So you wonder whether or not they'll do that.
It ekes over the bar. It eked over the bar, Tom. Didn't make it by a lot, but it's a 30-yard point after touchdown conversion by Cameron DeCecca. And we do have a 21-14 game. And that keeps my question relevant. I want to ask you, if you're a coach, and the rule is that there's no overtime in the game, although, as you say, Steve Hall might have a different opinion. Do you go for it? If you're the team that gets there, if it's 21-20, let's say, and you're South, do you go for the win
with a 2-point conversion? I would. You know, I mean, you come into that situation all the time in the NFL. You know,
yeah.
And teams play for overtime. They go for the tie. You know, but they go for overtime. If there's no overtime, yeah, I'd do it. If there's overtime, no, there's no way. If there's overtime, I let it play out. So that's a very good question. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. There's still 6:18 left to play,
and that's assuming that South's going to stop North's offense.
North has a shot now.
Yeah.
So we knew it wasn't going to stay 7-7 for long.
This was a situation that North found themselves in the championship game, up by a score with a chance to cement it with a second score late. They were not able to do it against Salem. Let's see if they can do it here against their rivals. Downed at about the 25-yard line. The returner there, Andre Williams, holding his left leg, not getting up right away. It's all heavily taped, as you can see, his left knee. That might be a factor, Tom, of why Andre hasn't.
It might be.
Run wild.
That ankle still must be bothering him.
It's got to be.
Especially having to come back in short time.
Yeah.
You know, because that's the thing. We got a final on since we're live, we can give this. We got a final on the Sauhegan-Merrimack game. The Milk Jug stays at Sauhegan.
Wow.
35-21.
That was close for a while.
35-21. Final score.
Andre Williams being assisted off the field, but basically walking under his own power. And he might be done for the game. We'll have to see.
I don't know.
Never know.
I think it's tough to keep a kid like Andre Williams out for a whole game. You know that? I think it's really tough to do that. If he can physically go, he will. Now, he missed that first Salem game.
You get to watch him again next year.
Right. We will.
That'll be something. So Brodeur is in as the running back, gets the handoff from Carcanis. Brodeur's got some loose. He's up to the 40, and he's finally dragged down from behind by Frederickson, saving a touchdown. Dylan Brodeur starts off with that careful
I just think
steps.
the ball in his hands makes a whole lot of difference on offense for Nashua North. You know, he's inching his way. He's got 190 yards now on 15 carries.
He almost broke it downfield for what would have been a dagger.
He'll have 200 yards rushing probably in this game, and no one will really realize it.
Yeah.
Because he's got 2 touchdowns. So
Yep. He's back there right next to Carcanis, who gets the snap and hands it to Brodeur. Brodeur eludes a tackler in the backfield. He's to the 40. He's to the 35. And to about the 34-yard line. Dylan Brodeur breaking another big first down carry, moves the chains down into Titans South territory. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
A 21-yard run by Brodeur.
Here he is catching his breath. He doesn't really even look winded.
And he has gone over 200. He has gone over
ready to go.
He's got 211 yards and 16 carries. Well, like Mike Kelly didn't look that winded that night against Exeter when he ran all the way down to the kickoff.
Yeah. I
penalty,
heard about, by the way,
again.
I heard in the championship game about him hurdling that guy, and I think you captured it in a photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, people were talking about that performance. Gain of only 2 on first down for the Titans on that one.
And that was Carcanis running the ball, I think, wasn't it?
We're under 5 minutes to go, Tom, here in the Turkey Bowl. 2nd down and 8.
4:47 to play, 21-14, a 1-touchdown game. It's been a good game, John.
It's been a quick second half. It's less than an hour here as we watch Brandon Carcanis call the signals and hand it off to Dylan Brodeur. He breaks through the line. He's to the 20, to the 50, the 10. Touchdown, Dylan Brodeur. His second in the 2009 Turkey Bowl, and that could be the game winner. With 4:30 to go, Dylan Brodeur basically untouched.
Actually, he's third. He's got
third touchdown.
He's got 3 on the day.
Third touchdown for the Titans. 27-14. Dylan Brodeur takes it in, a 32-yard run for a touchdown.
You'd like to say that should do it, but at the same time, we know how well South can play offensively.
Gadis kick. Good. 28-14. It is not inconceivable that South could come back. They do have the offensive firepower to try it. Titans' defense has been terrific for the past 2 weeks, so it'll be a tough task for Keith Farkas and the South offense right here.
The no-huddle spread offense allows you to do a lot of things in a short amount of time, and that's basically what it comes down to in terms of thinking that South can come back. Because there's 4:30 to go. They could come down and score in a minute, minute and a half, 2 minutes, depending on where they are on the field, and do an onside kick and try it all over again.
I'm looking for Jason Roby to tell his kicker, let me see what you can do with that foot, and just boom it.
And just boom it.
Yeah, no onside kicks or squibs.
And not give South a short field.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't want Williams to beat him, but I don't think Williams is deep. He's not. Because right now, it's Basura and it's Paradise. Now, Paradise and Basura both have breakaway speed. An onside kick. Oh, my goodness.
Returned by South to the 20, to the 10. He's going to take it all the way in. Number 53, John Barron, takes in the onside kick. It bounced up in the air. He made a sure-handed grab, and then Barron showing amazing speed down the right sideline with a stunning
What about a 50-yard, 45-yard, 50-yard return? 50?
Well, you know,
55?
kick it
55
down
yards.
Kick it down the field.
55 yards.
Unbelievable.
And don't forget, he's 6'3", 195. He's a lineman defensive end. He's gassed for the day.
Wow, he can run, though.
Well,
I mean, we're not going to catch him.
I said South can score in a hurry, but I didn't mean it this way.
9 seconds.
And just when you say it, kick it deep. Let's see what they got.
Wow. Trust your defense at this point, but no, it's a terrific, that's the most spectacular return of an onside kick I have seen in my career, and it happens in the 2009 Turkey Bowl game.
The ball bounced right to him. We got a flag running into the kicker that will be assessed on the kickoff.
Oh, things get worse for the Titans. South cuts into the lead in an eye blink, or in a John Barron Jr. run back.
Unbelievable.
What just happened?
We asked ourselves that in the other game, in the first game, didn't we? We saw some strange things, but this had to
And
take
why
it.
isn't John Barron Jr. running the ball?
I was just going to say, I know it. Because he's blocking up front, that's why.
Wow. This is how you do it, folks.
Personal
He's a
foul.
sophomore.
Yeah, personal foul running into. Well, that means he'll have all of this year to recover so he can play next year after he had that long run.
Oh, man. You know, Tom talked about this game being a indicator of what's to come in the next football season. I think that's a name that people will hear again.
I don't think so.
No, you don't think so?
He'll be blocking.
The size and speed?
He'll be blocking.
You just throw him up in the line?
Yeah, you may see him a defensive end make a lot of plays
Tight end?
defensively.
Yeah.
No,
Can he
maybe, I don't know. But, you know, I mean, if he's that
defensive end, yeah, it might be another Kevin
If he's
Rosenberg,
that
right?
big now and they want to play him on the line, they'll probably keep him there, you know?
Well, it was a nice bounce. I mean,
How many times is that going to happen to him again? He'll never have another kickoff return again in his career. Are you kidding me?
Maybe in this game. Maybe in about 2 minutes if you can hang around.
Now
now
they spike it.
And,
Oh, look at this.
It's fielded by number 44, Chris Anderson. Doesn't allow it to ricochet around. So, well, after the penalty that was assessed on the conversion, even though it was an onside kick, it's not a disaster for South. They are still able to, get a good setup here on the Titan side of the field. North has to regain momentum here.
South has that ability. Now they kick off for a short kick, a 45-yard kick, and they still pooch it.
Yeah.
They want that ball back. That's what it is. They want the ball back. It's 1st and 10 at the 33. It belongs to the Titans right now.
Dylan Braddour is up the middle, and he's got a gain of about 7. He's out to the 40-yard line. Dylan Braddour is the key go-to guy for North here in the second half. Andre Williams was hobbled, but he's out there. Again, as Tom said he would be. Number 30 to the right of your screen is back on the field for the Titans for this potentially game-winning drive here. They had a 2-score lead.
And they're taking their time. Notice that.
Yeah.
They're not rushing up the field. They're taking their time. This no huddle is basically we don't huddle, but we'll use the clock.
Bradour's going to be wrapped up short of the first down.
Yeah, no gain, maybe a yard.
I'm going to credit Chris Thistle to be in the backfield again, number 44 for South. 3:30 to go in the ball game. North leads 28-21. In the dark blue, they do have possession and a chance to ice it, but South can sense it. A chance to perhaps come up with a defensive stop here, 3rd and 3, and get the ball back and try to, well, if not tie it up, get the
using a lot of clock. I'm not sure what the play clock is for high school football, but they're using it to get that play in.
Handoff. Williams is hit near the line of scrimmage.
Not even close.
And not close to the first down. He needed to get 3. I think he didn't get any.
They're going to have to punt the football away, and we are going to have a dramatic final 2.5 minutes of this football game.
Do they know they have to punt the football away?
I think they do. I hope they do.
I don't know. It's a timeout taken by South. Interesting.
Well, they want as much time on the clock as possible.
They saw North using every second of the play clock.
Exactly.
So we'll see what happens here as we get a little break again in the 2009 Turkey Bowl, which will allow me to talk about our fine camera crew again that are providing these images. We got Tim O'Neill, Mike Janes, Jim McLean down in the field. Pete Johnson is with us in the booth, our executive producer in Nashua ZTV. And we're going to look forward to bringing you some sticks and pucks, as Tom said.
Pucks and
basketball.
Hoops and rims.
Love it.
So meanwhile, interesting by you to say, after I said they have to punt the ball, do they know they have to punt it? What is it? It's 4th and 2. Ring a bell?
Yeah. Good one. Yeah, it does.
4th and 2.
Well, you know what? Is that a punt formation? Yes, it is. Goodis is back here.
I hope so.
Braddour is lurking.
Somebody all the way back at his 34
Braddour is
yard line.
lurking right there in the center of your screen. It goes by him, and Goodis is going to punt it. And he hits it towards the left sideline. Haskell's going to back away from it. It goes out of bounds. It's a short punt. It'll be spotted at the 33.
But a very good angle punt and the right play to make away from Haskell, so he can't return it. Now South's 33 yards away, or not 70. Do my math here. 67 yards away from possible tie game.
Well, somebody asked you before the game, Tom, do you think it'll be a blowout because North went to
No,
the final?
I don't think these two teams.
No, you said that, and it clearly doesn't get any closer than this. It's coming down to the last 2 minutes, 28-21. North is defending a 7-point lead. 33-yard lines. That means there's 67 yards to go for South to get, and I hesitate to say game-tying score because if, in fact, there's no overtime in the Turkey Bowl, they might go for a 2-point conversion if, that's a big if, they can get a touchdown here. Farkas in the shotgun. Hands it off to Pulio. He's trying to get around left end. He does. He's got some yardage to the 40, to the 41-yard line. That's a gain of about 7 or 8 on first down. 2:30 to go. The clock is running because that was a running play. Spotted at the 41. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Oh, I think they want to get the ball out to midfield before they air it out. The clock running, 2:13 to play. Boy, if you're sitting home watching this live, you're having a good start to your football day because this is a great football game to watch.
4-receiver offense again for South. Faking the handoff in the backfield, rolling out, pressured by
Rosenberg. Yep.
And he gets a piece of him. Farkas makes his way to about the 42. He needed to get 2 yards for a first down. He wasn't able to get it.
Rosenberg starts it. Wilson Pena finishes it. The two best defensive guys up front for Nashua North.
And because he ran with the ball, was tackled inbounds, the clock runs. There's only a minute and a half to go in the Turkey Bowl, and there's a 7-point deficit for South. They need to go 58 yards in a minute and a half. Farkas has it. One-step drop, looking left, throwing left.
He's got him.
No. Intercepted by Rancourt. He juggled and juggled, but he came down with it, and Trevor Rancourt may have just won the game.
And interestingly enough, it's intercepted on a pass intended for the guy who had 2 picks in his game, Nick Haskell.
Nick Haskell, and Haskell was covered. Rancourt had the inside position. There was not much separation between the two. Farkas tried to force it in there, and Trevor Rancourt comes down with the huge interception as the crowd, some of them, start to file out here in the 2009 Turkey Bowl. The Titans defense came up big.
Not a curious call, maybe, I guess, going for pay dirt all at once, but they had a third down and one.
3rd and 1.
Try to get that first down and then go to your playbook and then try to do some things. But they saw they had Haskell in one-on-one coverage, and they feel that Haskell, when the ball is thrown in his way, and why wouldn't you go with Haskell in terms of percentages of him coming down with the football?
Brodeur wrapping up the ball as South tries to rip it free. It's a short gain on first down. That's going to take us under a minute to play. I don't believe South has enough timeouts to force a punt here. They may have 1 left.
Yeah, the scoreboard says 3, but they really don't have that many left, and it doesn't look like they have.
They used at least 1 the last time North had the ball before they punted. Timeout is called
by North, because I think there was some confusion as to what play they wanted to call, and the coaches are furious over here because they said, don't do it, and they called timeout.
Well, they're operating low blood sugar too, like we are.
Yeah, I know it.
They need to stock up when we get back. We get home. A lot of people are fortunate to have a nice Thanksgiving dinner waiting for them. I know I am, and I hope everybody watching at home is too. And we wish you a very happy Thanksgiving Day 2009. Happy holidays as well. It's a 46 seconds left to go in the game. Situation 2nd and 8. North just has to run a couple of more plays, and I believe they will be able to just hold on to it and not punt it back to South. Not 100% sure on the timeout situation. As Tom said, it says 3 on the scoreboard. We know that's not right. They at least down to 1 or 2. Brandon Carcane is calling signals. Hands it off to Dylan Brodeur. He goes up the middle for a short gain. Timeout. Called by the officials.
South. No, it probably was.
Was it South? Yeah, they called
South.
the timeout, their last timeout?
Had to be. I think they may have 1 left.
So
because they called 1 on defense.
All right, so
and they didn't use the timeout in that
30
series.
seconds?
Yeah, I'm not sure. No, the play clock in the pros is 45. So
okay, so what we have in the pros is 45. I
think it's 45. I'm not positive, but I think it's 45.
Well, if it is that, of course, they can just run this play and then kneel down. But if it's 30, they might actually have to punt to avoid a delay of game.
Well, they've got 3rd and 5 to go, so
39 seconds to go, and
28-21 lead. 28-21 in favor of Nashua North.
Kevin Rosenberg still your player of the game, Tom?
Well, I think overall you probably have to give it to Brodeur because of what he's done. 250 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns. if you did it offensive, defensive, it would be Brodeur.
That's what we'll do. Our offensive player of the game is Dylan Brodeur, and our defensive player of the game is Kevin Rosenberg. And it was a team effort today against a determined South team. There's the play. It's short of the first down. It's going to be 4th and 4, and there's 33.6 seconds left to go. So South apparently did have 2 timeouts to burn. So they had 2, and they were able to force the punt.
So they will have to punt the ball away with 33.6 seconds left.
And in a game where one of the touchdowns is scored.
Always tricky.
Yeah. Of course, Anthony Gadis has been roughed twice.
The play of the game, though. The play of the game. We got the players of the game. The play of the game had to be John Buren Jr.'s 55-yard return. That had to be the play of the game.
Yeah.
No matter whether they win or lose, he is going to have a big grin on his face.
That's the one that's going to be on SportsCenter tonight.
He's going to have a big grin on his face when he sits down at the table.
But you got to do a montage of Dylan Brodeur's touchdowns as well.
So this will have to be a very fast kick by Gadis. He's going to have to get rid of it very quickly because there's only one return man. Everybody is coming after him on this kick. He's in a low snap. He's got to get it away. Just barely does. And a good kick at that. Good kick in terms of hang time. Didn't have a lot of distance on it, but it had some hang time.
30 seconds to go in the game. It's not over.
If you're North, the one thing you tell Jason Roby tells his players, don't give up the big play and tackle.
Wow.
Tackle.
30 seconds, Tom.
Whoever has the ball,
and a couple of timeouts.
With this offense, well, they only have 1 timeout left, I believe, or they may have used their last one on that situation.
You're talking about North.
No, I'm talking about South. South may be out of timeouts.
Oh, South. Yeah, you're right. South is out of timeouts.
So they've got to go 64. They've got to go 56 yards.
In 29.7 seconds. Basora, Haskell, Pulio split left. Frederickson to the right. Trying to find somebody, nobody open, setting up and throwing. Complete Basora. He is down at the 38-yard line. Momentary officials timeout to reset the ball and the chains. Nashua South quickly up to the line of scrimmage as they must do. Farkas calling signals, 19 seconds to go. He's going to throw to his right. He swings it out. Paradis has it. He's sprinting to the sideline. It's a race, and he is out of bounds. Derek Paradis, 31-yard line, 13 seconds to go.
Did he get out? I guess they say he did.
The side judge making the timeout signal as Paradis won the foot race against Brodeur to make it to the sideline. And he gets out and it stops the clock with 13 seconds to go. The ball's on the 31-yard line.
What a great game.
Oh, believe me.
2 years in a row we've had some really good games.
Farkas looking left.
Watch this, Rosenberg.
Tackle.
There he is.
They have a chance to get a playoff if they can sprint to the line.
I don't think they're going to do it.
They're not going to do it. That'll
do it.
End the ball game on a Kevin Rosenberg sack.
Kind of fitting, isn't it? The way he's played?
Absolutely was.
Kind of fitting for the north side.
Absolutely was. A flag flies at the end of the game. One of the officials not too happy with the players telling Jason Roby about it. But for the most part, here's our handshake line at the end.
What a great game,
yeah,
John.
Great game. Pleasure to do it with you, Tom.
Pleasure doing this game today with you, and a pleasure doing football all fall with you. Great game. 28-21 the final in favor of Nashua North.
Well, that's the kind of season it was for North, the historic one. They were able to break the losing streak in the Turkey Bowl game and take it 28-21. I'm John Collins, thanking Tom King and our fine camera crew on Nashua ZTV, Mike Janes, Tim O'Neill, Jim McLean, and our executive producer, Pete Johnson, who put on a terrific broadcast, and they had the material to work with, these fine young men and the coaching staffs in front of us that put on this terrific contest. 28-21. It ends on a Kevin Rosenberg sack. He's our player of the game on defense. Dylan Brodeur on offense. The Nashua North Titans with a Turkey Bowl season, a 2009 season and Turkey Bowl to remember. Thank you for watching, everybody. We look forward to bringing you more local Nashua High School and college sports action on Nashua's ETV. Final score for the final time, Nashua North wins it 28-21 in the 2009 Turkey Bowl. Happy Thanksgiving and have a good day from Stello Stadium, everybody.
Congratulations to seniors that may not have gotten in a whole lot or at all. I apologize, but I think you'd rather go out with a win. I think you'd rather go out with a win.
It's the Edward F. Lucius Memorial City Champions Trophy, sponsored by the Nashua Bank. Mr. Lucius spent 30 years calling Nashua High games on the former WOTW and later WSMN. Making the presentation today is his son, Ed Jr.
Coach, Captains, Titans, on behalf of the Lucius family, I'm very pleased to present this to you. You guys certainly showed a lot of resiliency coming back after last weekend, but I think when you look back on the whole season, it's something you'll long remember and be very proud of. You played a great game today. I congratulate you, and I'm honored to present this to you.
Thank you. Rusty, don't drop it.